Hello guys and welcome. I hope that you're doing well. My name is UGG King, aka I play 4K, aka I play 8K, aka I play 16K, or boss at Artistic Bytes. During this video, we're going to learn how to texture a Terminator 3D model in 3ds Max 2010 from 2010, but the techniques can apply to any 3ds Max studio since 3ds Max 5 back in 2005. Okay, and we're gonna learn how to create a professional photorealistic texture and the whole Terminator um, head that's going to look like just like in a Hollywood, completely with the photorealism, and can be used for the cinematic movies. Okay, let me go ahead and see how many of you are watching. I'm going to go ahead and open my second monitor. Let me know, guys, if you're watching. How's the audio? Can you hear me well? It's not screaming too much. Let me see. So this is going to be a 3ds Max tutorial. While I'm going to explain with step-by-step instruction, I'm going to assume that you're going to be a beginner, and I'm going to texture this 3D Terminator head and a little bit of torso. Okay, let me show it to you. This one right here that I created. Okay, and we're going to texture it. We're going to make sure it's going to look just like in Hollywood movies in 3ds Max Studio by Autodesk, and you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot. Okay, somebody comment already. Nope, somebody comment on the wrong video. This is not the video. Let me see how many people is watching. Look like 2 people watching. Guys, let me know how's the audio. We're about to start. Can you hear me pretty well? I'm also brewing some coffee, so I'm gonna jump in to get some coffee. But this tutorial is going to be amazing. Okay, so you're gonna learn a lot of good, valuable things. You're gonna learn how to texture with easy, but with the results like a pro. I'm gonna show you a lot of shortcuts, and some ideas we're gonna discuss, and I'm gonna share some ideas how to do it nicely. All right, look like 2 people watching. Okay. Guys, let me know how's the audio. Look like somebody is already like that. Let me see 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let me double check something real quick. Make sure that it is live. Let me know, guys, if you can see it live. If this is live, 1 second for you. Okay. So, guys, we're about to start. Let's go ahead and get going over here. Oh, hopefully you can hear me well. I just checked on my iPad. Looked like it was good audio. But let me know if you can hear me as well on your side. And we're about to get going. We're about to get started here. So hopefully we're gonna get some folks out there. Right now it's 2 people is watching. I just started. I know I didn't do anything as to let you know that I'm going to stream this beautiful video, but this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to stream this beautiful video and we're gonna learn. We're going to learn how to do this beautiful photorealistic Terminator. I'm a big fan of Terminators, and I think this is going to be a good time for us, and you're gonna learn a lot. So let's assume that you model in 3ds Max. I'm using as again 3ds Max 2010, but you can use any 3ds Max. The techniques that I'm going to share during this video will work all the way in 3ds Max 2005. Okay, I'm using 3ds Max 2010 because I purchased this license for $199 from the graphic designers company that went bankruptcy, and they sold me their license back in like 2012 or 2013, something like that. Right now, the 3ds Max 2025 going to cost you from Autodesk. Let me actually show it to you. It's going to cost you like almost $2,000 for 1 year, almost $300 more than I purchased for the whole license for 1 month, and for 3 years gonna cost you $6,000. This is a lot of money. So if you're a beginner, and you're trying to be a 3D artist or 3D animator or architector, whoever you want to be, you want to learn the 3D. And 3ds Max is a great application, but it's very expensive. Keep that in mind, okay? But if you're in school, you can get a license for free for 1 year. Keep that in mind. But I don't have a license for free, so I'm going to use my license that I purchased for $199 in 2013. Okay, so what we're gonna do? So you end up with a model that you modeled, or somebody gave you a model and told you, look, go ahead and texture this model, make sure it's going to be photorealistic, and then we're gonna send it to the post-production department or animation department when they're going to animate it, and then we're gonna create in post-production the whole cinematic film with this model, with this Terminator, and you're like, okay, let's go ahead and have a look. So this is plain model. Okay, first of all, what I like you to do, I like you always save whatever you're doing. Okay, as you can see, this model has almost 2.3 million polygons in it, so it's highly detailed Terminator model. Okay, and it has about 1.7 million vertices. So this is the high, like so many polygons, even in 3ds Max 2010. Keep that in mind, because 3ds Max 2010 doesn't like too much of the polygons. When it goes above 3 million polygons and above 2 million polygons, it's going to be a little bit sneaky, and sometimes it's going to crash on you. So that's why I recommend for you all the time to save whatever you're doing. Okay, how to get this? As you can see, I have some FPS, I have some polygons, and I have some vertices here. See that? Let me show you how to get it, because when you're going to open the 3ds Max, it's going to work in any 3ds Max application, 3ds Max software by Autodesk. So how to bring these stats like total polygons, information, vertices, and FPS, because it's not going to be here. Pretty simple. You're going to press on your keyboard number 7. It's to disable it or to enable it. See, like that, pressing 7, disable it. So this is how it's going to be when you're going to load up your 3ds Max application. And again, the techniques that I'm going to share with you are going to be applicable to any version of the 3ds Max, starting 3ds Max 5. My first was 3ds Max 4 in 2003, I believe. But 3ds Max 5 I'm going to work all the techniques that I'm going to share with you. And by pressing 7 on your keyboard, you can enable this information in your perspective view. So this is 4 views: perspective, front, top, and left. you're gonna enable this information, and this information will be crucial just for you to know how many polygons when you're modeling, and also to see how well the system will perform. Okay, so okay, all right. So let's go ahead and model. It's already modeled. Let's go ahead and texture this to the point of the Hollywood movie. So it's going to be so photorealistic, just like you took this Terminator with your camera. So let's go ahead and have a look how to do it. So first thing first, you're gonna press somewhere in the viewport, in the top viewport, or in the front viewport, on the left viewport, on perspective viewport. Um, just click somewhere with your left mouse button and press the M button on your keyboard. After you're gonna press the M button with your keyboard, it's going to bring, it's pretty slow today, I'm not sure why. It's going to bring the material editor. Let me see. I disabled in 3ds Max, I disabled 4 cores because I'm streaming on the same computer. So let's see, it says it's not responding. What's going on here? Strange. Supposed to be responding. Let me see. Here we go. It's responding now because too many of polygons. 3ds Max 2010 and older, like 3ds Max 8, 7, 5, 6, going to have some issue with the over 2 million polygons. So it says it's not responding and stuff like that because too many of the polygons. Like 2 millions, this is where it's like getting so like unstable. Newer 3ds Max will be fine, but also older versions of the 3ds Max doesn't love too much of the polygons. I'm not sure why. So this is not the application exactly to work with too many of the polygons. So it's going to be like something like that. It's going to be, oh, look at this. It just went 9, what? It went 9 million polygons. I'm not sure why. 9 million polygons by itself. It's applied the, I'm not sure how it did it. It's applied the tessellation to it. Wait a second, what's going on here? 3ds Max just applied the tessellation by itself. That's why it was like not responding, because it just applied the tessellation. Let me unload this. Let me bring back the file, which was with the 2 million polygons. Okay, we're gonna bring back with 2 million polygons. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe I pressed 2 buttons at the same time and it was a short key to apply the tessellation. But actually there is no short key to apply the tessellation. I'm not sure why it's applied the tessellation. So it's went from 2 million polygons all the way to 9 million polygons. That's why the application became unstable for like 10-15 seconds, because it was applying the polygons. It was trying to make it with much more highly detailed polygons to it, which is 4 times of the polygons. Here we go. So I just reloaded the file, so it's not going to freeze. So as you can see right now, it's 2 million polygons, so it's not going to be that beautiful like it was with 9 million polygons. But we're going to apply the polygons. It's a great idea in the end. If you want to apply the tessellation, if you want to smooth out the model while applying some more polygons to the model for your 3D model, 3D primitive, you want to make sure you're doing it in the end, because if you working in 3ds Max Studio but Autodesk, and after 2 million polygons you're going to have some issues. So you better work with below 2 million polygons or 2 million polygons at the max, and then you can apply the tessellation and apply tessellation processes when you're applying the in the end, do it in the end when you're applying the polygons to it, okay, and creating much more roundish kind of spherish kind of model. Get rid of the sharp edges and etc. It's like a anti-aliasing for the gamers. So okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and click tools. Let me see, modifier, animation, rendering. You're gonna go rendering. Okay, usually I'm using the short keys, but I'm not sure why short keys by pressing M. As you can see, material editor, while M is applying the additional polygons to the model. I'm not sure why. I gotta check my short keys. Maybe I'm using some custom profile. But anyways, material editor. We're gonna click on that under the rendering. It's gonna open the material editor. This is where if you're a beginner, but if you're not beginner, you already know. This is where you have the abilities to texture any 3D primitive. To texture means to bring the like a metal, like a glass texture to it, like a plastic, and etc. Okay, so all those materials, if you're going to run 3ds Max 2022 and newer version like 2025, 2024, it's going to bring you the newer material editor, because this is already a classic or legacy material editor. So if it's going to be the case, it's going to be kind of complicated, bunch of menus. It's going to be even complicated than this, because this is not the complicated. This is so easy because it's self-explanatory, but that material is going to look like Unity 3D material editor, and it's going to be a little bit of complications there. So but you can switch to the legacy, to the classic, so it's gonna look like this. You're just gonna go option and look it up over there, and it's gonna say like switch to legacy or classic material editor, or over here under utilities, under option, under navigation, under material. Just have a look at it and click on it, because otherwise it's going to give you that different material editor, and it's going to be a little bit complicated, but just to duplicate the experience that I'm sharing with you. So it's going to say like material legacy, material editor legacy, or material editor classic. Go ahead and switch to it in 3ds Max 2010, 2022, and newer 3ds Max like 2024, 2025. It's going to do it. So switch to this legacy material editor or classic material editor, and it's going to bring it up. So the first thing first, in 3ds Max, if you're going to use the regular render, it's kind of hard. In the newer 3ds Max, they're going to use the Arnold or some other renders, but in 3ds Max 2010, from 2010 that I'm using today, as again because I have the license, it's kind of complicated here. So it's using the regular render, which is skyline, and that render is kind of you got to do a lot of work to achieve the metal texture, because the Terminator is kind of metal texture, or to glass texture. So I advise you, and you got to be very professional with that. I learned that in 2005, 2007, how to use the skyline renderer, but you got to switch to MentalRay. So you got to go to the rendering, render setup. If you're using 3ds Max 2010 or any 3ds Max, it has the MentalRay renderer. Click render setup, it's gonna load up, and over here under render setup, under the command tab, okay, you're gonna scroll it down. You're gonna scroll it down all the way to assign renderer. You're gonna click on it, and it's gonna say skyline, or if you're using the 3ds Max 2022, 3ds Max 2024, 3ds Max 2025, 3ds Max 2026 is gonna say Arnold or MentalRay or some other render that 3ds Max application by Autodesk is going to use by default. By default in 3ds Max 2010 or older, which is very old but cheap licenses that you can purchase on eBay, which is I highly recommend, because you can do anything under this application, almost anything that in 3ds Max 2024, but 3ds Max 2024, as I show you, almost $5,000. A license for 3 years. It's unbelievable. You can purchase for $200 unlimited license. Anyways, it's going to say default skyline render like this. Let me show it to you. It's going to say something like that in 3ds Max 2010 and older. In the newer, it's probably going to say MentalRay, or it's going to say Arnold, or it's going to say something else. Go ahead and switch to MentalRay. I'm going to show you how to do with the MentalRay. MentalRay is still good. It's not as fast as Arnold, because Arnold can use a little bit of your GPU, and the another type of renders can fully use your GPU, and it's going to boost up the rendering time dramatically. But we're going to be focused today on the CPU renders. I believe that you have kind of cheap computer. Keep in mind, when I started with the 3ds Max all the way in 2003, I used the my laptop with a single core laptop by AMD. So it was 3ds Max 5, and I was doing a lot of beautiful animations, but it was taking like days and weeks, guys, if you want to do a movie or a single frame, sometimes in 1280 pixels by 720 was taking like 10 minutes to render. Right now we have a bunch of CPUs with bunch of cores and a lot of memory, so it's not going to be a problem. So make sure to switch over here to MentalRay instead of Skyline. Click OK, and says production is MentalRay. Okay. Okay, this part is done, and this MentalRay render will help us to bring the metal, the glass, all type of physical materials very fast and easy. Physical textures that's going to look like photorealistic textures, fast and easy, and in just few minutes you can achieve the great results. Versus the Skyline, you gotta be like professional, like on another level. You gotta be like artist, like on another level. But with the new render that featured under Autodesk 3ds Max, it's so easy to do. So we selected the MentalRay, and MentalRay I'm going to use because in 2010 3ds Max that I'm using today, it's also going to be another, I believe, render, but there is no fancy like Corona, no fancy like Arnold. Corona is a paid render. I believe Corona and all not going to be paid, but in a newer version, some of them will be for free, featured by the 3ds Max for you, so you can use it. But MentalRay will be always free, and MentalRay is advanced 3D render by Autodesk, and I highly recommend that. And it's much better than Skyline because Skyline cannot utilize more than 2 cores, while MentalRay can utilize 16 cores without an issue. I think MentalRay has all the way to 32 cores, if I'm not mistaken, or 64 cores to one node, while the Arnold and Corona can utilize over 100 cores on your CPU easy. Okay, and Arnold can also utilize your GPU, not the CPU, and GPU is about 14 times faster, and you're gonna boost up your rendering performance dramatically, especially if you're rendering in 8K video resolution each frame. Let's say if you're making a movie, 8K movie or above in resolution. Alright, so we brought it up, so materials are updated. If you have only few materials, you can click, or let me see, right here on the option and go cycle 3.2, 5.3, and 6.4. Click couple times on it. You're probably going to start like that. Go ahead and click cycle, and it's going to bring you some more materials, and make sure until you're going to bring up a lot of materials, which is 6x4, you're going to be good to go. Okay, 6x4 is good for a big scene and to render and texture a lot of 3D models. Okay, so we're gonna start with the first material. We're gonna select the first material with left mouse button, and we're gonna call it metal. I call it metal, and it's going to be a metal material. The next thing, you're gonna click on a standard button right here. There is a standard button. You're gonna click on it. Guys, please watch this video at least on 1080p screen. And I'm recording in 1080p because if I'm running my screen in 4K video resolution, 3ds Max looking so small, the font looking so small, and it's kind of hard for you to follow. So I decided to switch my resolution to 1080p, so everything will be, the font size will be readable for you, okay? So it's going to be easy to follow. So arc and design, you're going to select arc and design. Also try the architectural, but architecture is kind of, it's great, but it's not as good as arc and design right here. Select that. It's going to be a pre-built plugins for you already, pre-built materials that you can extend and you can modify. But those materials are good to begin with, which is nice. Okay, under the select template, it says select template right here. Click on it on this tab and select metal, brush metal. We're gonna start with the brush metal. Okay, we're gonna click on it. Here we go, we got it. Let's go ahead and apply and see how it's going to look like. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select the hat of the Terminator. Click on it. like that. It says the editable poly. I imported the model. It was just a 3ds file. Then I converted to the editable poly by clicking on it and selected collapse to editable poly. Let me select that and click yes instead of no. I'm not going to collapse it again. And it's going to say editable poly now. Now you're going to click on modify list right here. It's under the modify tab right here, create tab, modify tab. So those tools will be available even in 3ds Max 2005 or 3ds Max 2004 or older versions. As again, the techniques that I'm going to share with you will be available in any versions since 3ds Max 5 in 2005. So no worries. It doesn't matter what kind of version you're using in 3ds Max, it's still going to be golden. You're going to be golden. The skills and knowledge that I'm going to share going to bring you there exactly. So you're going to click on modifier list, and under modifier list you're going to select and you're going to go all the way to UVW map. Click on that, on this modifier, and now you can apply the texture safely without so it's not going to look so ugly or something like that. It's going to be just right on. Okay, so let's go ahead and wait. It's applying the UV mapping. Here we go. Just apply the UV mapping. Now you're going to click on box because it's kind of boxy, so it's going to be like a kind of squarish. Even if it's not squarish, but it's not cylinderish, the whole deal. So we're going to use the whole metal, including the shoulders and the hat. So it's kind of boxy like this. See, like boxy. So all in this box will be as metal. Okay, so the metal texture, the metal material that we're going to create, the metal shader, it's going to be much better than if you're going to use the planner or if you're going to use the face. But you can play and learn exactly what it does. I advise you to go ahead and play it and learn it just to see what it does. After you're going to create the material, just switch and see how it's going to look like. But you will understand that box will look the best, okay? Especially if it's a complex shape, complex 3D model, complex 3D primitive with a lot of polygons to it. Okay, we selected the box, and now I'm going to select that metal material that I just created, and I'm going to click this button right here. It says assign material to selection. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and as you can see, it's updated. It's a metal here, but it's kind of ugly metal because in the perspective view with the smooth plus highlights, it's not loading the whole shader, so it's saving your resources because, as again, this 3ds Max from 2010 that I purchased a beautiful license for $200, unlimited license. So, but when we're going to render it, it's going to look nice. So let's go ahead and render it. We're going to go rendering, render, and it's going to render it. Let's go ahead and have a look. Make sure you selected the perspective view, this view right here. Click left mouse button somewhere here and render it. So let's see how it's going to look like. This is going to be our start. Coming out. I shut down on my i9-9900K 4 cores. I removed them from 3ds Max. I allocated only 12 cores, and 4 cores are using the NVIDIA ShadowPlay just in case, because I'm streaming and broadcasting on the same computer. So because when it's going to render, it can freeze the broadcast completely because it's utilizing, without a joke, 100% cores that you allocated. So by default, it's going to be allocated all the CPU cores. So sometimes it can even freeze for a couple minutes while it's going to finish the job. It depends what kind of processor you have, how many cores you have. I mean, it's a great metal. It's already lookish like a Terminator from a movie, but it's look like it just came out from the factory. Okay, and I don't want that. I want to create some scratches, some rustiness to it. I wanna create like photorealism to it, and the eyes, instead of green is by default. It's just not even texture yet. I want to make sure it's red. It's kind of glassy with the lasers and stuff like that and scanning. So I want to make sure it's beautiful, but it's already getting there. But as again, it doesn't have the noise, doesn't have too much noise on the metal, so metal lookish like it's brushed. It's like brand new a little bit. They did a good job. They already create a little bit of noise, I can see, but it doesn't have too much of the noise yet and doesn't have the scratches. So I'm going to show you how to bring the scratches, and also I'm going to show we're going to bring some HDR kind of a retracing to it, a reflection and a refraction to this metal, so it's going to look even better than right now. But even right now, it's looking great. If we're gonna say, look, if this would be a game, this would be already the best looking game out there. Okay, but or the best ever cinematics, because it's already lookish like that Hollywood Terminator, right? T-800, but it's not there yet because there is no scratches. We gotta bring the scratches. We gotta make that metal look not as brand new as it is right now, with bunch of scratches, sometimes rustiness, sometimes here and there. Let's go ahead and do that, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. So we apply that. It's a great idea to save it. So I'm going to go ahead and save it, just like I told you. I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna say Terminator hat as -2. Okay, click save button. Always save it, guys, because if you're working in with so many polygons, which is over 2 million in 3ds Max Studio, trust me, even in 2024, 2023, 2025, Autodesk 3ds Max, it can crash, especially in those newer after 2020, because I think the company lost its top notch, and they're creating a lot of buggy tools now. They cannot even create the setup in 3ds Max 2023. They can install without crashing Windows and without crashing itself. So it's going to crash. So my advice to you, always save, especially when you're working with a lot of polygons and you're trying to do something complex, something great. Okay, so we save that. So it doesn't look so bad, but doesn't look so good as well. But it's kind of lookish like top notch if it would be a game. But I want to create a beautiful um, cinematic movie that, or let's say the image stock or some animations, and I want to sell it on those image stocks, right? So let's go ahead and have a look. So let's go ahead and improve this metal texture. So we're gonna bring some scratches to it. Okay, I'm gonna click here. This is the diffuse. It's on top under our metal texture. Make sure the metal texture is selected. Under the diffuse, there is a color here. The white color is great. You can adjust the color and make it even better than that. But I like the color. I think it's a metal properties to it nicely, and color is reflecting, and the way the whole deal reflecting, it's kind of nice. So I'm gonna click on color, and we can put the texture, and this texture under the diffuse will be the scratches, and I already downloaded from the internet scratches textures. Let me show it to you guys, and it's going to be one second, guys. Here we go. I opened the picture folder where I saved the textures, and let's go ahead and have a look. So I downloaded the scratch texture. It's like 2000 pixels by 1500. It's more than enough because we're gonna duplicate those textures, create it as a tile. It's going to be good enough. Let's go ahead and open up. As you can see, it's a black scratches on a white background, which is great idea to begin with. Okay, so we open up, but it's not showing here. First thing first, to be able to show there, you can mirror, you can tile. We're gonna select tile, so it's gonna tile automatically seamlessly, and it's going to be nice. To be able to see the textures, so it's going to be visible, we gotta go to parent, press this button right here. As you can see, I pressed that button. Okay, and over here, show standard map in viewport. Click on that, so you're gonna see it on the Terminator, and diffuse level, go ahead and from 0.3 put 0.7. We're gonna light it up, and the textures already here is kind of hard to see because they're kind of dark. Let me go ahead and click on it, try to open that. Let's see, right here. I opened the, see, like there is some scratch. It's kind of hard to see, but let's go ahead and have a look. Let me go ahead and render it. Let's see if it's going to show without the light. Right now we have no light on the scene, and it's kind of hard to see how the texture will look like without the light. But let's go ahead and without the light. It's kind of do the default lighting to it, and it's kind of ugly. But click rendering and render. Let's go ahead and look. So this is how it was before, okay? When we started with the default metal textures under arc and design under MentalRay renderer. Now the textures are not visible yet. We're gonna find out why. Oh, I know why it's not visible. I gotta enable the diffuse texture under different menu. We pretty much created the texture, diffuse texture, but we didn't select it to be visible, so it's not going to be visible. But the whole deal right now, it's a little bit lighter color because I selected the diffuse level. Let me show it to you. I selected the diffuse level over here from 0.3 to 0.7, and it's kind of lighter. 0.1 will be the darkest, 1 will be the lightest. Okay, so we don't have the scratches, and I know why. Because at the bottom here, you go ahead and scroll it down. Under the tab which says a special purpose map, okay, go ahead, scroll it down. It's going to be general maps. Click on this general maps, and it says diffuse color, and it's not checked, so it's not visible. We want to check mark it, so we want to make sure that it's visible. Click on it. Now it's going to be visible. See, like we already can see it here on Terminator, it's visible. Those dots kind of scratches, we can scratch it out, we can tile it, we can make it smaller. I'm going to make it definitely smaller in a few seconds, and we're going to make it a lot of those scratches, like million scratches, because otherwise Terminator looks like brand new, and we don't want it to be brand new. We want to make sure it's all scratched out and all beautiful. But let's go ahead and render it, and let's go ahead and have a look how it's looking. Render, as again, you can press the short key. The best short key by default will be F9, but I'm not trying to do the short keys just in case if the beginners are watching, so I'm trying to explain at the same time. I'm showing exactly what I'm doing, so it's going to be easy to follow for the beginner. Hopefully guys, this makes sense. I click on render, and now the whole deal is not going to be that brand new, it's going to be scratched. Let's go ahead and have a look. You see, like we already have some scratches, but they kind of so let's go ahead and create those scratches as bumps. So it's going to be like a bumps to it, okay, like parallax mapping. So it's going to be like also like a bumpy one. Okay, let me see what's going on with the stream. I just got the stream disappeared on me. I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully guys, you can see me. Okay, hopefully guys you can see me because my stream disappeared on me on my second monitor. Okay, here we go, it's appeared. So hopefully guys you can see it. So now it doesn't look anymore like a brand new. We're receiving some scratches, but those scratches are too big and they kind of ugly. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make them smaller. So I'm gonna make the scratches much smaller, and we're gonna make them like a million different scratches, so photorealistic, because the metal has so many scratches on it, especially on Terminator that was in a fight for a very long time. And it's not like a human being, it doesn't clean itself and stuff like that. So we want to have those scratches as much as possible. Okay, I'm not sure guys what happened with the stream, but something happened with the stream on my secondary monitor, but right now it's streaming, so hopefully everything will be so fine. Alright, so what we're gonna do, I'm going to go ahead and make the scratches smaller now. This is going to be our mission, and I'm gonna teach you how to do that. How to, without the Photoshop in 3ds Max Studio, modify your textures, your image as diffuse color, diffuse texture, your images. Let's go ahead and do that. But it doesn't look so bad. So we're gonna go ahead and click over here. Let me see. On the diffuse color, we're gonna click on this diffuse color. Click on it. Also save it. I'm gonna go ahead and save it. Always save your work, guys. Always save your work, as again, I saved that. So over here, I click on that diffuse color, and it's brought us to the texture exactly. So it's easy to operate that. This is going to be the scratches texture. and we're gonna make it smaller. So under the tiling it says 1, we're gonna say 10. Okay, instead of 1, 10. And over here, instead of under U, and under V, 10 as well. Okay, make sure the tile and tile is check marked, so it's gonna tiling it. Okay, it's gonna be, and also see the blur 1.0, make blur 0. So it's gonna blur out those textures. They're going to be nice and sharp, just like metal is supposed to be. And maybe 10, as you can see right here, it's updating. 10 is kind of small. Maybe let's go ahead and do, instead of 10, let's go ahead and do the 7 and 7. Let's go ahead and try 7 and 7. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look how the 7 will look like, and make sure the blur, instead of 1, if you're gonna apply the image, it's going to be blur 1, so it's gonna blur out your image. But we want to make sure it's sharp, because the scratches on the metal, they kind of sharp. So you cannot do blur 0. It's going to be 0.01, but press 0 and press enter. It's going to be 0.01. This is the minimum value. Okay, make sure the perspective view is selected, and let's go ahead and click rendering. And render is, again, I'm not going to use the short key button, just for the beginners, so it's easy to follow. So now it's supposed to be much smaller, but let's go ahead and have a look. Oh, I see the stream is delaying a little bit on my secondary monitor, because I don't stream too much, guys. So now we're gonna have those textures much smaller, and they're gonna be right now much more photorealistic. They're gonna get into the metal much better. And this is without the bump, but the next thing, we're gonna make those texture as bumpy. Okay, so they're gonna get inside of the metal and it's gonna scratch it. It's not going to be like a flat, it's going to be like a bumpy, like somebody pressing it. Like big scratch is going to be like somebody pressing it, just like that scratches into the metal. But as again, now the metal doesn't look like brand new from the factory. It's already looking like a dirty, like a scratch at some point, and it's beautiful. We're getting there. Okay, so nice. So the next thing what we're gonna do, I'm going to go ahead and click right here, go to parent, click on go to parent. We're gonna get to the main texture, because this is the scratch texture was inside of our main texture, which is the metal, and then we created the sub texture, which is the scratches. Okay, I'm gonna go over here, go on top under the special purpose maps. It can be closed like that. If it's going to be closed, you click on it, double click left mouse button, and it's gonna open. And under the bumps, we're not using anything. I'm gonna click on diffuse color, click on it, and left mouse button, hold it and put it as well under the bump. So it's gonna say you want to instance or you want to copy. I'm gonna say I want to copy. Okay, I'm gonna copy it now, but bump is not still selected, as we already learned. I did it on purpose for you, so you learn that as well. We gotta click check mark it, so it's going to be bumpy now. 0.1, not too much bumps. Let's go ahead and do bump 1 value. Let's go ahead and have a look how the 1 will look like. Let's go ahead and click, smash the render button again, and render it again. Okay. Now we're gonna create the scratches into the metal, and it's not going to be a flat, but it's going to be like a within the depth, and it's gonna look way much better than it was before, because instead of flat kind of scratches, which kind of lookish like an image, now it's going to have the values, and it's going to go in depth into the metal, and under the different lighting is going to reflect and even shine sometimes, so it's going to give you that photorealistic effect of the metal. Okay. Oh yeah, guys, and this is without the light yet. I have just a default lighting here. I don't have a great light, but it's already looking just absolutely amazing. I can already tell we're getting that metal getting there. It's like this Terminator was on the field for 2 years in heavy fighting throughout the sandstorms, rain, all kind of different things throughout those nuclear disasters around it, and now it's much better. So it doesn't look like a new any longer, which is great. So we're getting to this point. Good, good, good. Okay. And we step by step learning how to create the advanced photorealistic materials or advanced photorealistic textures in Autodesk 3ds Max. Okay, okay, I'm really loving it. We're getting there. So the next thing, what we're gonna do, maybe the scratches, I think the scratches is a little bit too small. Let's go ahead and try a little bit bigger scratches. Let's go ahead and try something bigger. So I'm gonna get back to the top and to the bottom actually. Under the diffuse color, I'm gonna click on that texture. This is our scratch texture. Click on it, and instead of tiling 7, let me use the tiling 5. Let's go ahead and have a look. Tiling 5. If you're going to use the tiling 5 on U and on V, you're going to use 7. It's going to scratch out the textures, so it's going to be more scratched. But let's go ahead and use 5.5, and then I'm going to show you 5.7, what 5.7 actually, what exactly means scratch out textures. But the textures will be scratched on width or height, but it's going to scratch in 3D space, and it's going to look so native, so nice. Not like a scratch on 2D image, like on a sprite. All right, 5.5, let's go ahead and re-render it. Instead of 7, 5.5, bigger size of the scratches. So let's go ahead and have a look. Because we have too many small scratches and kind of hard to see them, maybe some of the biggest scratches will be big on his head. Let's go ahead and have a look. Yep, this is better. So this is like right now we have a small scratches and we have kind of large scratches. So it's kind of natively lookish, like it organically was done through the nature and throughout the weather effects and all of this, you know, onto that metal. Check it out. Oh, it's beautiful. It's already looking beautiful, guys, and we're not there yet. We just started. By the end of this composition, it's going to look like mind-blowing when you're going to see you like this dude in 1 hour created the tutorial and taught me how to create a Terminator that looked just like in Hollywood. And remember, you're watching UHD King, guys. So not only the games, as I told you, we're gonna share the information about computer science. We're gonna share the information about the technology. We're gonna share the information about 3D animation. We're gonna share the information about graphics design. We're gonna share the information about artificial intelligence. We're gonna share the information about AR. I don't like the VR, but I like the AR, and we're gonna develop the games together and software together, websites together. It's a great YouTube channel that you don't want to miss. All right, so now the scratches. Look at this, much more photorealistic. We have some big scratches, we have some small scratches. I'm really loving it, and it looked like it just came out from the sand a little bit. It could be in the sand, like laying in the sand sometimes, or it was a sandstorm, or even the atomic nuclear kind of storm to it, and it's like a titanium. I believe the metal and scratch it pretty badly. So now we're getting to the point, I think. All right. So the next thing, let's go ahead and put the light. Let's go ahead and put the light, because this is without the light. This is with default light that kind of wrapping the whole model, and this is not the realistic light. Let's go ahead and create the light, but before we're gonna create the light, let's go ahead and bring something in the background, because this metal right now, the metal in 3ds Max, it has the capability of reflection, refracting, and is grabbing it from the surrounding, whatever is your model. Right now, a surrounding will be the gray background, and that gray background is not so great. The metal kind of lookish, kind of grayish like a metal, but it's not so great like real metal, because sometimes metal is reflecting some pieces, sometimes shining. It is shining, but it's not like photorealistic, like photorealistic. Let me show you how to bring to the real photorealistic, in quotes. We're gonna bring the background. So you're gonna bring, you can create a 3D scene with multiple objects, and it's gonna reflect those multiple objects and reflect it multiple objects materials, and it's going to be much richer in terms of our material on a Terminator, in terms of our texture on a Terminator. But you gotta have something on the background around it, surrounding, so the metal will be receiving much better physical capabilities of the metal refraction and metal reflection. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. Instead of bringing some 3D models on the background with its own textures, I'm going to bring a photo of Terminator from Terminator movie, and I'm going to use it like a Terminator coming from the back, and we're going to wrap up the whole metal with that type of picture photo. It's a screenshot from the movie of Terminator, and it's going to pretty much it's going to wrap up and give some more in-depth physical values of this metal in terms of the reflection and refraction. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we're going to bring the light. So we're still going to use the default lighting, but first I'm going to bring the background, and then I'm going to start manipulating the lighting in the end based on our background, based on that photo where the light is applying, just to make sure the light is photorealistic and it's picking up the light properly. So we're going to emulate the light with the physical light, but based on the image on the background from that Terminator movie. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and create, let me go to this tab. It says create. We were under modified. We're going to go ahead and switch to create, and we're going to be on this tab, which is geometry. We're going to make sure that we selected the standard primitives. Okay, it's selected like this, standard primitives. Okay, and we're going to select the box. We're going to put the Terminator inside of the box. So it's going to be kind of our planet. You can put in a sphere, but I don't have a texture that HDR like spherical. I have just an image, which is the screenshot from the movie, which is square. So better use the box. Let's go ahead and use the box, guys, and or even probably we can let's try actually a sphere, but I don't think the sphere will have the proper values, but let's go ahead and try to use the sphere. So we're gonna put sphere like that, and Terminator will be inside of the sphere. Okay, next I'm gonna click here, modify. 32 segments is nice, so sphere is not going to have so many polygons. Okay, the next thing, let me zoom out that one. I want to make sure after you created the sphere, I want to make sure right click on the sphere right here when it says sphere, and click editable poly. We're going to convert it to editable poly. Okay, and it says sphere 03. Instead of sphere 03, we're going to call it atmosphere. So it's surrounding atmosphere. It's guys, it's always a great idea to name your objects, your 3D models, 3D primitives, the way they are. So if any other 3D artist will open your 3D scene, it's going to know exactly what it is. Or you can manipulate in 3ds Max with the 3ds Max script. So let's say throughout post-production, when somebody want to create a script and create something automatically through the coding in a Max script, a 3ds Max application using its Max script, and you can actually code without pressing the buttons. You can code using 3ds Max to create some effects to it, some modification to your scene, but it's more like very advanced. We're not gonna do it, and it's not necessary to do it. You can still use the 3ds Max tools and achieve the same thing, but somebody can code, and when they're gonna code, they're gonna select the 3D primitives, 3D models, and it's nice when those models are named. So I'm gonna it's a great habit, just like in Photoshop when you're naming your layers. Okay, so if some other graphics designer will open that, they're like, oh, I know what's going on, I know what is this, I know what is that. So you want to create that it's not only going to be understandable for you, but anybody who's going to open up your work going to understand, any other professional. So surrounding atmosphere, I'm creating without the spaces, because it's, if you're going to create within the spaces, then you got to rename your 3D models. Otherwise the person they're gonna script in Max script, let's say if they just want to write a code without pressing all these things, and it's going to create do that for them automatically, they won't be able to select it. So it's better if you're using the underscores. for every single word, or put them together starting with the capitals. This is like just like when you're programming, so people will very appreciate that if they're using the Mac script just in case. Okay, so I just share with you some other idea. So I named that surrounding atmosphere. Okay, and we have this sphere right here. So next thing, I'm going to select this select and move tool right here, click on it, left mouse button, and I'm going to move by pressing on those arrows. I'm going to move this sphere inside of the Terminator. So right now Terminator is inside of the sphere and everything is dark because the sphere has the materials on top of the sphere but not inside of the sphere. Inside of the sphere it's like empty, nothing, and it's going to be dark color because there is no light approach. We don't have any light, so it's kind of black. We want to fix that. So how to fix that? Pretty simple. Let's zoom out in our let me switch this. This is going to be our front view, right? Yeah, front view. So you can switch what kind of view you want to have in every viewport. I have the top, front, and I have the left, and then perspective for 4 views. So this is the front view. So what I'm gonna do, make sure that sphere is selected. As you can see, I'm using over here this pen view tool, this little hand at the bottom right corner. Click on it and you can rotate in the view without ruining everything. Rotate kind of your camera but not the models, not the 3D primitives. Okay, and what I'm gonna do next, make sure it's editable poly, that you convert it to editable poly, how I showed you a couple minutes ago. And over here there is a selection. It says polygons, borders, edges, vertices, which is vertex, or element. Click on element, make sure it's selected, and then click somewhere on a sphere. The whole sphere is selected. Now go ahead and click this button under edit elements. If it's closed, go ahead and double click left mouse button on it. It's going to open up and it's going to say insert vertex, flip, edit triangles, turn, and some other information. Go ahead and click flip. Flip will flip those textures inside of the sphere instead of outside of the sphere. So inside of the sphere now we'll have the texture and we can apply the texture, because without the flip you cannot apply the texture inside of the sphere. You can only apply the texture outside of the sphere. Okay, so that's a good idea. Let's go ahead and deselect the element. So we're not gonna do anything, and as you can see, sphere is kind of orange color. So now we have that kind of orange color. Let's go ahead and render, have a look how it's going to look like. Look like metal is going to pick up that orange color in it, and maybe it's going to be a gold texture, like instead of metal scratches, it's going to be gold texture. But let's go ahead and have a look. Render. Before we're gonna apply the texture from the Terminator scene on that sphere, let's go ahead and have a look. I probably should, yeah, I must to switch. I must to switch the camera. I'm rendering the front view. I'm rendering, let me close that. I'm rendering the wrong view. I gotta press in perspective view, right mouse button, so it's the perspective view selected, and let's go ahead and rendering now. Otherwise it was rendering the front view that I was working couple minutes ago. Render. Now it's going to be the proper viewport. Those 4 are called viewports, for those who are curious. Here we go. So as I told you, it's kind of orange color. By default, it's selecting all kind of default colors that it wants. But we're about to apply the screenshot from a Terminator movie, so our metal can wrap it up the whole idea. But now that metal is reflecting some color to it, but it's only one color. It's kind of looking at some point like a rusty ones, as you can see, at some point like a metal one, because at some point it's reflecting that oranges. But as again, our scene is not going to be the orange. We're gonna put the scene from the movie, and it's going to have a lot of objects, a lot of colors, and then the metal will be on another level. It's going to be like real photorealistic metal. But this one is going to be looking like a Terminator that is rusty, scratchy, kind of ugly, and you can render two shots. One shot will be with the orange background, and another one will be with the white background. And then in Photoshop, you can click on white background, use the magic tool, and it's going to select the whole Terminator, and then you're gonna bring another layer with this orange background, and you're gonna separate that orange background, and boom, you have the rusty Terminator. Just came out just after the nuclear war, something like that. It was fighting like for 2 months at least. It doesn't look like brand new. It's scratched out. As you can see, it's rust out somewhere. Like this part is rusty already. See that? Because it's reflecting that oranges, and that oranges with the metal and with the gray kind of metal color, it's kind of getting into the rusty. But as again, this is only one color. If you need to have the rusty Terminator, we have the rusty Terminator already. And you can render a bunch of frames like this, and open them in Photoshop or in any video editing tool, software, and create the video out of it. And it's going to be, and instead of create double frames, one will be the orangey one and another one will be the white one, and overlay them, and then the white background replace, or do the green background, and then replace the chroma key with something else, and then you combine two different videos, okay, your 3D rendering images, create them as a video, and then video on the background that you can film or from some movie, and combine them together, and it's going to be just like a one piece of the video. Okay, but it's already rusty. The reason why I did it without the background image, just to show you how easy it's to create the rusty background. Just the orange on the metal, on the silver metal, will look, some parts will be rusty, and this is exactly what it is. So this Terminator is already rusty, scratchy, and it was fighting, and it doesn't look like brand new, just like when we started. Okay, so it's already look like advanced material, totally unbelievable stuff. All right, let's go ahead and close that. So we got this part, or let's keep it open. Let's go ahead and open the material editor. As again, you can press the rendering and material editor here, or I have it open. I just gonna maxed out. All right, so the next thing what we're gonna do, we're gonna put, instead of orange background, we're gonna put the background from the screenshot from the movie, and it's going to have a lot of colors, a lot of elements, and the metal will start reflecting it, and the metal will look just on another way. It's going to be just like you took it with your camera. Let's go ahead and have do that. So I'm gonna select the third one. The second will be eye. I already call it eye. As you can see, it's gonna be our eye. So it's not gonna be green eyes. It's going to be, we want to have those laser scanning kind of evilish eyes. So we're not gonna do it right now per this minute, but we're gonna do it like after 10 minutes. But right now I'm gonna click on third material, and I'm gonna name it atmosphere surrounding atmosphere scene. So instead of putting the real 3D objects, I'm going to put the image, and it's still going to be good. It's just going to be an image. Trust me, for our purposes, it's going to be good. So it's going to save a lot of time, so I don't have to render and import and put all those objects and then texture them. We're just going to put the scene and metal shaded metal material, metal texture on our Terminator head. We'll use that, and will reflect and refract, and it will shine in all kind of different ways. And keep in mind that this is without the light. When it's with the light that's wrapping up the whole model, this is kind of like a wrapping up completely the model. But when we're gonna put the lights based on a scene of that image, it's going to be totally on another level, and it's going to be like a Hollywood completely, guys. So surrounding atmosphere and background. So I'm gonna know this is a background. Okay, always name them your materials, your models, so you will never have any issues, guys. And anybody who's going to open up your work gonna know exactly what's going on. Surrounding atmosphere background. Okay, now keep it standard. Let's go ahead and keep it standard. See, like it says standard. Let's go ahead and keep it standard. Let's go ahead and click on diffuse. Let's go ahead and click on bitmap. So bitmap allow us to bring the images, your own textures, just a regular JPEG, PNG, TIFF. Click on it, and I'm going to put Terminator right here. Okay, I selected that, and now we're gonna go ahead and apply the Terminator to the sphere. So let me close this real quick. Before we're gonna do that, I'm gonna save it. So let's go ahead and smash that save button. It's gonna take a couple seconds. It's gonna save it up. Okay, now I'm going to make sure that our sphere is selected, and it is selected. See, like it's white. Everything what it's white, and with the arrows Z and X, it means that object is selected. And we can see over here surrounding atmosphere is selected. I'm going to go ahead and select the third texture material. Make sure it's selected, and I'm going to click this button right here, assign material to selection. Boom. But it doesn't show that image. We don't see that image. It's kind of gray, but image is there. Trust me. Let me rendering for you, and you're gonna see it. Let me show you, and then I'm gonna show you how to fix it. But image is there. Background image is here, guys. Instead of orange, it's going to be background image. Check it out. Oh yeah, baby. We're gonna adjust that in a few seconds, but already, and you're gonna look that metal will look on another level. It's gonna bring the noise also on the metal, those little particles, that metalness particles, that metal feature in real life, that the physical metal capabilities. It look like when you're gonna look at it, it's like made up of the little particles, and they sometimes can be shiny, sometimes can be rusty, and those particles also can be little scratches to it, like macro scratches besides the big scratches. And it's a little bit too dark. We're going to adjust it. We're going to brighten it up a little bit. No worries about that. But you can see now it's going to start picking up part of the scene and will start reflect to its colors. So the whole metal is not going to look just as plain color metal, but it's going to look a little bit different whatever it's the scene, part of the scene pixels. And this is without the light. When I'm going to bring the light, it's going to pick up the scene like unbelievable well, guys, in a few seconds. The metal is too dark. We're gonna light it up. I can see that. I can see that. We're gonna light it up. But you're gonna see that the metal on the Terminator that coming from that scene in Hollywood is going to be also too dark. You're gonna see it. There is a Terminator coming. Let's go ahead and have a look. Okay. Okay, the metal is too dark. It looks like a heavy metal, but it's too dark. We can light it up, it's no problem. But we already have a texture, but the texture is not visible on our viewport, just like I told you. But I told you it's there. So let me show you how to fix that. So make sure that that texture is selected, surrounding atmosphere background, and to fix it, you gotta press right here. It says View Standard Map in Viewport. Click on it, make sure it's selected now, and it's gonna show up. So you can align the texture much better. Let's go ahead and rotate the sphere. But before we're gonna rotate the sphere, instead of tile, let's go ahead and say mirror. So it's gonna mirror it. And over here, we're gonna mirror as well. So it's not gonna tile, it's gonna just mirror. So it's gonna take that because it's our sphere, but we have like a square image that I took from a movie screenshot. So it's going to pretty much wrap up around our sphere as a mirror. So it will be like a seamless texture. Okay? And let's go ahead and render it. Let's go ahead and have a look. Guys, my coffee is brewed. I'm about to get some coffee. This will be very nice and valuable tutorial for anyone who is watching, completely free. You're gonna learn a lot. Try to go ahead and duplicate this. I will try to share with you this this model of Terminator that I'm using right now, so you can work exactly with the same model of Terminator. Don't forget to provide the credits and share it with your friends that are trying to learn 3D, that trying to be a 3D animator, even if it's too late already to learn 3D and graphics design, because the AI will replace that field. But if you're going to learn this skill, you can combine two, AI and 3D together, and push it to another level. So why not, right? Okay, so you're gonna see, oh, look at this, it's picking up that scene. Sometimes it's gonna be lighter metal, sometimes it's darker, but as again, the metal is a little bit too dark, I know. We're gonna light it up in a few seconds. And as again, this is without the light yet. When I'm gonna bring the light, the whole deal will be on another level, trust me, or two lights. Okay, all right. We are rendering. Yeah, so my i9-9900K is using only 12 cores because I allocated only 12 cores for the 3ds Max. You can do it under the task manager, and 4 cores I allocated for the broadcasting as again, so it's not going to crash while it's broadcasting, just in case. So it's kind of slower than it's supposed to be. The more cores you have on your CPU, the faster rendering will happen. That's why people buying faster CPUs with more cores while creating the workstation, because the more cores, the faster it's going to render. This is for those newcomers. Okay, so not bad, not bad. Okay, so it's surrounding, and I think the sphere is too big. Let's make it smaller. Let's go ahead and make the sphere smaller. I think it's too big. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna, oops, not that, undo. Let me save it first. I'm gonna go ahead and save it before we're gonna do anything. I'm gonna select this tool right here. It says select and uniform scale tool with left mouse button. I'm gonna press on it, and then in this kind of inside triangle, yellow triangle, I'm gonna scale the sphere just a little bit, so maybe like that. And let's go ahead and bring it to the top a little bit because it's on top of our head. So that's why, oops, I'm gonna bring down the head a little bit. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me undo that. Undo that. Make sure the sphere is selected. Okay, let's bring up the sphere, and the problem is, let's use this tool, which is the zoom tool. Click on this at the right bottom corner, as again the tools and the icons that I'm using will be even in 3ds Max 2024 or 3ds Max 2025, and all the methods that I'm applying today will be available no matter what 3ds Max you're using. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Unfortunately, I gotta switch to perspective view and zoom in perspective view. So let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. Now, remember I told you when it's blur 1.0, the image will be blurred out. Let's go ahead and create the blur 1. So image is not going to be blurred out. So it's going to be nice and sharp, just like it was in the movie. Okay, now let's go ahead and rotate the sphere a little bit and make it a little bit smaller. Make sure the sphere is selected. Switch it to the front view or any other view than perspective. And let's a little bit make it smaller with that select and uniform tool. Let's zoom out a little bit inside, see what's going on there, and maybe a little bit more. I probably should create a square instead of sphere because it's not you know, atmospheric. It's not HDR kind of surrounding image, because I know there is a Terminator is walking there. Yeah, let's go ahead, instead of sphere, let's go ahead and create a square. It's going to be much better than a sphere, because I gotta have like a wrap up texture, wrap up image on that sphere, but it's not, so it's kind of looking ugly. Let's go ahead and create instead of sphere. I delete it. I select the sphere, click the delete button on my keyboard, completely remove the model. Let's go ahead and click right here at the right top corner. I'm gonna switch to the create tab. Click on it. Then I'm gonna click on geometry tab, and there is a box. I'm gonna click on box and left mouse button. I'm gonna start drawing. Practice it a little bit, you're gonna learn. But as again, this is not 3D modeling tutorial, this is texturing tutorial. Check out my 3D modeling tutorial on 3ds Max. So draw like that, and then we're gonna draw it like that, probably like that. Here we go. Now I can apply. Okay, let me put it kind of in the center, that box. I'm gonna use the top view and put it kind of in the center, and you already know it's going to be black because we gotta flip it. So I'm gonna click on the modify tab right here. Click on modify tab. Instead of box 02, I'm gonna say surrounding atmosphere box. So we're gonna know exactly what it is, what kind of model it is. Okay, then on the box, I'm gonna click right button right here. It says box. I'm gonna click right button, click editable poly. Here we go. And then I'm going to select, as you already know, element. Click on element and click somewhere in that box. I'm going to select the box, and then I'm going to open up edit elements, and I'm going to click say flip. Okay, now I'm going to unselect the element, and right now it's purple. It's fine. We're going to put the image from the Terminator movie anyways. So let me see. There is no music playing. Let me go ahead, guys, and put some music. And here we go. Beautiful track. Unrest. ELFHNT. All rights reserved. No royalties can be claimed. So I have the license. Keep that in mind. Alright, so now let's zoom out a little bit. We are too close to the Terminator. Like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and open up our material editor by pressing M on your keyboard, or rendering material, and it's gonna pop up. I'm gonna select that third texture. Instead of sphere, you can click here on this sample type and select the square. So you're gonna see how it's gonna look like. So now it's square. Select that and assign to material this icon right here. Press it once with your left mouse button. Here we go. And now make sure you also press the view standard, show standard map in viewport, this icon, left mouse button, so it's selected. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and have a look, guys. Oh, and Terminator is coming right there. Check it out. Let's go ahead and rotate that a little bit. Let's get to the top maybe. Let me zoom in using this icon right here at the right bottom corner. Click on it, left mouse button, and hold left mouse button and zoom in a little bit like that, and a little bit more like that. And then I'm going to use this orbit tool right here, orbit selector tool. Click on it, and I'm going to rotate my camera. So it's rotating the camera, but it's not rotating the objects, 3D models, 3D objects. Here we go, and the Terminator is coming right there. See that? I'm going to go ahead and click render. Let's go ahead and have a look, guys. Oh, it's going to look good. And this is without the light, but it's going to look good. And we're gonna light up our metal in a few seconds. First I'm gonna, because the metal is kind of too dark, but that Terminator is coming. But that Terminator has about the same kind of metal as I have right now. But the T-800 was kind of shiny metal. But that Terminator kind of has that metal as I have right now. Check it out. And you can blur out a little bit of background, so it's going to be like depth of field. Right now it's so sharp, but you can blur it out. So this is from the movie. The Terminator that coming on the background, that's from the movie, guys. And that's beautiful. See, like my metal, same color as that metal. It's kind of Terminator, that kind of, but that Terminator went like it was a big huge blow to it, so his metal went like dark. Mine didn't blow up, so I'm gonna make my Terminator face kind of shiny, because that T-800, remember, like Terminator 1, Terminator 2 was kind of shiny. So we're gonna make a kind of shiny, because right now it's looking like aluminum, but that was like a titanium, shiny titanium metal to it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. It's beautiful. I'm loving it. And again, eyes, we're gonna fix the eyes. Right now they're kind of green. I know. We're gonna make them red, and we're gonna make them kind of glass metal, kind of searching and scanning. Is going to be like those red evilish eyes. But so the Terminators are coming, and we don't have any light yet on the scene, so it's not reflecting. With the light, it's gonna pick up the colors of the surroundings much better. I'm about to create the light, but first we're gonna adjust the metal let's go ahead and adjust the metal first. So it looks great, guys. As you remember, it's Salvation, Terminator Salvation, a screenshot from the movie. Let's go ahead and fix that. Let me go ahead and save the scene first, just in case. As you already know, I'm gonna click on the first texture, which is the metal, and I'm gonna click over here, go to parent, this icon. So we're gonna go to the first texture, to the main texture, and I'm gonna go up, go up, go up, go up. Let me see, all the way up. And diffuse level, I'm gonna use 0.4. Let's go ahead and have a look. 0.4. Boom. Or maybe 1. Let's go ahead and use 1. 1 will be the lightest possible. Okay. Let's put 1. Let's go ahead and have a look how the 1 will look like. I think, yeah, let's do kind of 1. Instead of 0.7, let's go ahead and use the 1. I'm gonna click rendering, render. Let's go ahead and have a look how it's going to look like. It's gonna look much brighter, the metal. Oh yeah, so now it's looking like that. Much shinier, but not as shiny as I wanted, but as again, we don't have a light. If I'm gonna put the light, it's going to be much shinier. Oh, that's beautiful, guys. So it's rendering. I'm about to pick up the coffee. I already brewed the coffee. So before the beta, I decided, guys, I'm doing some image stocks for sale, and I was doing them a lot with this Terminator, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do a video tutorial. So I'm gonna provide a 2-in-1 value for people that want to buy my image stocks, at the same time for people that want to learn the 3D animation, 3D texturing, 3D modeling, 3ds Max, and I have a lot of experience since 2003, so it's like 20 years, over 20 years. Yeah, that's beautiful. Let's go ahead and fix that eyes. Let's make them red, because that green is kind of ugly, huh? I know. Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to render, guys. So the more cores you have, the better it will be. And I'm going to build up a system with 240 cores very soon. 2 Xeons Platinum, guys, coming out. It's going to be 120 physical cores with 60 physical cores per CPU, and with hyper-threading technology is 120 cores. Total 120 logical cores per CPU, and 2 of them will be 240 cores. Imagine this is how it does with 12 cores. i9-9900K is 16 cores, but as again, I only allocated 12 cores for 3ds Max and 4 cores to broadcast this video because I'm broadcasting on the same system. But imagine 240 logical cores rendering this. It's probably going to be immediate, even this complex scene, immediate render, boom, 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 boom. Anyways, yeah, it's beautiful, but as again, it's kind of dark, so let's go ahead and adjust it. But before I'm going to adjust it, let's make the eyes, instead of greenish eyes, let's go ahead and make them reddish eyes. Let's make them beautiful. So I'm going to work on this texture, on the second texture, which represent our eyes. And instead of standard here, I'm going to click here on the standard, left mouse button, arc and design. You already know, select that. This is my beautiful templates, and select template. And over here, I'm going to go glass physical. Bam. It's blue right now, as you can see. So from the blue color, let me see, this is the diffuse black. Let's keep it like that. This is the reflection, and this is the refraction. Instead of glass physical, let's do solid geometry, because we want to have like that. So it's going to be like multiple layer of glass. And under the refraction, we're going to click on that. It's going to be blue. We're going to go on red. We're going to click on red like that, and we're going to go all the way to the top. reddish. Gonna click OK. So as you can see right here, the second eye is red. Now we're gonna go ahead and click on eyes, which is those eyeballs, 1 and 2. Pressing the control button, you can select multiple objects. We're gonna click on the second one while pressing and holding the control button and left mouse button on the second eyeball. Nope, it's not the second eyeball, it's selected the whole Terminator. So we're gonna undo. I don't want to zoom it in, but we're gonna zoom it in a little bit over here. Let's go ahead and zoom it in, and we're gonna press and hold control button on your keyboard and then left mouse button on the secondary eyeball. Boom. So we selected 2 eyeballs. Okay, now we're gonna select on that eye texture, make sure it's selected, and we're gonna click this button, assign material to selection. Boom. And now we're gonna say show standard map in viewport. Boom. Press on that left mouse button, make sure it's selected, everything is nice. Let's go ahead and save it real quick. We save that, and let's go ahead and render it, guys. Rendering. Let's go ahead and have a look. Oh, it's going to be with the red eyes. It's already gonna be evil eyes, but I'm going to make that red eyes even to glowing as well. So it's going to be without the glowing. It's going to be a glass without the glowing. Check it out. I think we have too much of the bump maps on the Terminator. I gotta reduce that bumps because we have so much details into the metal. It's too bumpy. Let's go ahead and reduce the bumps a little bit. Oh, that's beautiful. And it's not glowing yet. Look at those beautiful eyes. It's just unbelievable, guys. Beautiful. Just a beauty. And the Terminator from the Terminator Salvation coming on the back. He's kind of the same color though, but our Terminator didn't blow up, so we gotta make that metal bright. We're gonna make that metal nice, much brighter, and I'm about to fix it. But we just fixed the eyes, so eyes are red and beautiful. If I'm gonna bring the light, it's immediately gonna fix the metal, guys, immediately. And the next thing, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring the light. So as you can see, the light coming from the back and probably one from the front. So we're gonna put 2 lights, one from the back because that area is so light up. So I'm gonna bring the physical light before that background, and one on top. We're gonna bring 2 lights, and that metal gonna shine, and it's not gonna be that too dark. It's gonna be beautiful, guys. Oh my goodness. It's rendering. I'm about to grab the coffee. Let me probably grab the coffee while it's rendering. I'll be right back, guys, in a few seconds. Alright guys, I'm here. I brought the coffee. I have. Let me sit down. So it finished the rendering. Good. I brought the coffee. I have premium Colombian beans. I just brewed it. I have 4 big cans, and it's a Suprema Colombian beans. It's beautiful coffee because it's a nighttime, just to make sure everything is right. Alright. Hopefully guys you enjoying this video will be amazing. This tutorial will be so amazing, and I will upload this model so you can download and you can practice yourself. Alright, first thing first, too much of the bumps, I think, don't you think? But let's go ahead and light up the model first. It's too dark, and we're gonna light it up by bringing some light. So let's go ahead and save that. That was right on. Okay, I saved that, and we're gonna go ahead, let's go ahead and bring two lights, one on the background just like we agreed, because it's so light up, that area is so open, look like it was ruined, and we kind of in the building, and one in the front. So I'm gonna click right here at the right top corner on this icon right here. It's a create, and right now we are under the geometry. I'm gonna click right here on the lights, the third icon. It says photometric. I'm gonna click on this, and I'm gonna select standard. Okay, I selected standard. The next thing I'm gonna select MR, which is MentalRay area Omni. Select that, so it's gonna work beautiful, because the Omni will have some problems. So you gotta, if you're working with MentalRay renderer, you want to select MentalRay area Omni or MentalRay area spot. Okay, so it's going to be without any issues with your MentalRay renderer that we selected at the beginning of this video. So I'm going to put one light at the back when the Terminator is coming, probably right here. We're gonna put that light there, and it's kind of going to be strong light. So I'm going to go to intensity, click on intensity, and the color kinda, let's click on white color. Let's go ahead and click over here on simple screen, click on that, and it's kind of going to be like this, like beige. Click on that, and it's selected like grayish kind of. Okay, this is going to be, I'm gonna click OK, maybe a little bit lighter. I think it's too, like that. So it's like on that background, that kind of light is reflecting. And let's go ahead and render it like that, and then another one I'm gonna bring on the front. But let's go ahead and try it like that for now. I clicked right here on this modify button, so I'm gonna work with this light. Go ahead and click on that modify button, because if you're not gonna do it, it's gonna start creating lights if you're gonna click somewhere. Okay, you don't want to do that, so just click on modify, so it's not gonna create additional lights. Okay, so let's go ahead and save it just in case, and rendering and render. Let's go ahead and have a look how it's going to look-ish. Probably should turn down the anti-aliasing so scene will be rendering faster. I probably should do it. And next render I'm going to go ahead and do it, or maybe right now if it's not going to crash on us. Let's wait till it's going to finish, and I'm going to turn down the anti-aliasing, because this is kind of drop rendering. So I'm going to turn down the anti-aliasing. Definitely we need to improve the skin of the metal, but if I'm going to and I'm going to show you how to do it. That coffee is amazing. Hopefully it's sipping some nice drink. The best drink will be water, 2 slices of the lemon. It's gonna clean your body nicely. But if you want to have some taste, tea with 2 slices of the lemon and honey. If you want to do, try some coffee as well, but do not drink the alcohol, do not drink the soda, guys, and you're gonna live a long life, because if you're gonna do it, you're gonna die at 72, 77. But if you're not gonna do it, there is a probability that you're gonna live over 90 years old and enjoy the life. Beautiful, everything is beautiful. It's already photorealistic here, but we're gonna light up the metal color. The metal is too dark. It looks like a bronze, kinda like aluminum, but it should be, I believe it should be titanium. But after we brought the light, check it out, it's just grabbing the details of every single pixel, and it's getting through the surface of our head. And now the gradient are so natural to our scene, so it's not gonna look like you just put the Terminator not from this scene. Right now it's getting to it. It's like it's just getting and premixing with our pixels of our scene together, and the whole lighting is now so native, and it's gonna look just like it's from the movie. And it doesn't look like its background was separated from our hat. Now it's like, see, like that. It's so mimicking those pixels at every area, and it's wrapping up our metal with those details. It's just unbelievable. So it's not just a plain metal. It's metal somewhere darker, somewhere lighter, and stuff like that. But we're about to light up the metal for sure. It's beautiful. Okay, so we kind of know it's kind of dark, but it's beautiful. Let's go ahead and light up the metal. I forgot to disable the anti-aliasing, but we gotta disable the anti-aliasing next time, so it's gonna go faster. I forgot to do that, unfortunately. So it's still rendering. I probably should wait. I forgot to turn on the render first. 1 second, guys. Hold on. Okay. So it's still rendering. Let's wait till it's going to finish. First, I probably should click the cancel on render process, and I didn't do that, but that's fine. Let's wait just a little bit. It's almost there. Gonna finish the render. I closed the whole deal while it's rendering. I did a mistake. Let's wait, it's almost finished, and we're gonna fix it. Here we go, it's finished. Let me save that, and I'm gonna bring one more light. First of all, it's too dark because the light was on the bottom outside of our scene. First of all, let's bring the light. See, like, scene is getting lighter now. It was outside of the box, I didn't pay attention. You want to put it inside of the box, and let's put it exactly. It's not exactly where we want our light to be. Let's bring exactly where that bright area in our image, and let's go ahead and do that. And it's going to be all the way there, right there, behind, because that area is bright, like that. Okay, and let's do one more light over here. So it's coming right there. And first of all, let's put this light to the top, because light coming look like to the top through the sun. Let's put this light like that, and another light. So this is going to be a strong light. So click on intensity, make sure the MR area omni is selected. We're gonna call MR area omni, and we're gonna say background. So it's gonna background, and then the front light, we're gonna create the front light just like a photographer, because guys, I'm also the photographer, by the way, professional photographer. So you can copy this light, or you can create a brand new one. And to create a brand new one, you already know, you gotta click on this tab, create, at the right top corner, boom, and then go to the light right here, lights, click on lights, and then make sure standard is selected, and select the MR area omni. Okay, we got it. And now another one we're gonna put on front, boom, and it's gonna light up that metal, but it's outside of the box. As you can see, the light right here on this front view, it's outside. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go first, we're gonna switch the tab to modify. So we're gonna work with this light, so we don't have, you're gonna click somewhere, it's gonna create another light, and it's gonna create another light. So go ahead and click that modify tab at the right top corner to switch it, and then you're gonna click right here, select and move tool, make sure it's selected, and we're gonna switch to front view, and by Y we're gonna go up, we're gonna bring it to the box, and let's go ahead and put it to the top, look like it's coming from the top. Okay, let's go ahead and save that and render and see how it's going to look like. Save, render, and after this render, guys, I'm going to make sure that we're going to turn on the anti-aliasing. First of all, let's go ahead and have a look what kind of resolution we're rendering. 1920 by 1080. Let's go ahead and reduce the resolution, 1280 by 720, so it's going to render faster. Okay, click render button. Let's go ahead and have a look. So it's gonna render quicker. It's like my screen right now is 1940 by 1080. As again, I switch it just for you so you can see the writings, because the font of the button is going to be so small. Oh, it's beautiful. And now we gotta bring more metalness to it, and it just on another level. Check it out. Right now it's looking just like that Terminator that's working there, and it's part of the scene because it's pick up those pixels. But this particular model of the Terminator should be much more shinier. It's like shine like a steel. It probably steel or titanium. Right now it's kind of aluminum, just like that Terminator, because I believe that Terminator is kind of made up out of the aluminum, if I'm not mistaken, or kind of brush metal. And our Terminator pick up the pixel information, and it's also created as brush metal, but we don't want to have brush metal. We want to have kind of steelish metal, kind of titanium steel, steelish stainless steel, kind of, and we're about to switch to that. But look how beautiful it is. Okay, and I'm going to wait till it's going to finish. So the more complex scene become, the longer time it takes to render. After it's going to finish, I'm going to turn down the anti-aliasing completely. So it's going to render much faster, because the anti-aliasing takes without the anti-aliasing it takes less time than within the anti-aliasing method. So we're gonna turn it down, but when you're gonna render the final scene, you wanna turn up everything to the max, and it's going to look fantastic. When I'm gonna put it as an image stock for sale, I'm gonna turn on everything to the maximum. Of course, I'm not gonna use from Hollywood background image. I'm gonna create my background image. It could be an image, or it could be a model and the whole scene that you're gonna create. Let's say if you're gonna fly with the camera, or camera is going to move, it's nice to create this as an object versus as an image, so it's going to be nice. But check it out, it's nice, but the metal is kind of like aluminum instead of stainless steel. So we're gonna go ahead and fix it, but before that I'm gonna turn down the anti-aliasing. I'm gonna make it as draft, so there is no anti-aliasing. It's gonna render fantastically fast. Let's go ahead and save it. This is exactly what we want to see. So the next deal we gotta create more metalness to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the material editor. I'm gonna go to first texture, which is the metal, and I'm gonna say, you know what, we want to have first of all too much bumps. Let's reduce the bumps from 1 to 0.7, something like that. Those scratches are too deep into the metal. Let's reduce it. We don't want to have it flat, but we don't want to have too deep into the metal. Okay. The next, we're gonna turn down to diffuse color right here. We're gonna click on that, and over here, we're gonna play. Let me go click on this button right here. Go to parent, click on it, left mouse button. Let's go up. I know how to fix it. To fix it, we gotta glossiness, reflectivity, refraction color is black. Let's make refraction color is gray. Let's see how it's going to look like. So what is if reflection color is gray and reflection? Let's go ahead and have a look real quick. So always play with the values. Let's go ahead and render and see how it's going to look like. But the whole shot is matching the scene absolutely fantastically. Yeah, that metalness. Coco, ¿qué pasó? ¿Por qué, muchacha? Trabaja. Yeah, my goodness. Yup, yup, yup. This is exactly what we want to see. Oh, that's beautiful. And it's rendering, guys. It's still rendering. Can you believe that? It's so heavy. So it's still rendering that. Is it? Or it's done? Hold on. Is it rendering or it's done? I think we're done here, guys. Because it's a draw with no anti-aliasing. Let's go ahead and enable maybe anti-aliasing just a little bit. Yeah, we're done here. Because draw is kind of missing some details, but we're already getting that. We get some metalness. So what I'm gonna do, let's go ahead and create reflectivity higher, level 1. Let's go ahead and have a look how the level 1 will be. Let's go ahead and render it. The metalness, it's going to be the metalness, but it's going to also have the capability of seeing reflection on that material, and it's going to bring that metalness on another level. Supposed to. Yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. I want so much reflection, but that metalness is right there. Oh, that's beauty. Oh, kukuruku. And see those little particles, like it's scratch. It's not brand new. It's like it was on the battlefield like for a couple months for sure, in heavy battlefield. Maybe survive a nuclear explosion, couple winds, sand winds, something like that, because it's going to be destruction everywhere. The winds will be blowing, tornadoes and heavy winds and stuff like that. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, but more metalness should be, more metalness to it. It's not enough of the metalness, so we gotta do more metalness to it. Let's go ahead and do more metalness, and let's save that. But it's already beautiful. I like it. I saved that, and let's go ahead and do the let me see, refraction. Maybe let's do refraction much lighter, like that. Not too gray, but kind of almost white, but not white. Let's go ahead and have a look. You can select, instead of brush material, you can select polish material, and it's going to be polished stainless steel. But as again, I don't want it too polished. It's going to be like, you know, like unrealistic. That's fantastic, guys. Oh Jesus, look how beautiful it is. That's just unbelievable, guys. I got the alarm. Look like we're recording already for 2 hours. 1 second, guys. Let me go ahead and shut down the alarm. 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna shut down when we're gonna start rendering. 1 second. But it's already there. I think what happens here. Let me see. Bump. Displacement. Diffuse color. Okay. What we can do? Let's go ahead and do the diffuse. Let's see the diffuse 0.3. No, it's darker. We cannot go 2, it's only 1. Should we go roughness 0? Let's go ahead and do the roughness maybe 0.5. Let's see roughness 0. No, it's darker. Okay, roughness is 0. Let me see. Let me go ahead and create reflectivity 1, but it's not so reflective. Let's put reflectivity 0.3. It's gonna light up. Let's go ahead and render it like that, and I'm gonna turn on the alarm, guys. I have the alarm. I'll be right back. Let me render it. So it's supposed to light up. I think, guys, this is not what we want. This is kind of like not what we want. This is like concrete kind. So we're gonna fix it. No worries. 1 second. We're gonna fix it for sure in a few seconds. Yeah, it's kind of concrete-ish, kind of. I don't like that. So how to fix that? So reflectivity for sure. We want 1. More metalness and maybe glossiness. There's going to be more and more glossiness. Let's go ahead and see 1. Let's try 1 on glossiness and see how it's going to look like. It's going to be beautiful, guys. I already know. Oh yeah, that's crazy. That's like a new cover for the RTX 5090. In the end, we're gonna create that for the NVIDIA RTX 5090 video card. You know, like that Voodoo, my first video card, Voodoo 3 2000 had it, kind of face like that. Yeah, this is how it's going to be too. This is what NVIDIA should do. NVIDIA should watch this tutorial, I think. Okay, is it done? It wants us to create, guys, it wants us to create more anti-aliasing. It's kind of, we need to have the anti-aliasing. It's losing it badly. Let's go ahead and create the anti-aliasing to level 4. We gotta create that anti-aliasing because it's kind of losing, as you can see. But look at this, 1280 pixels by 720, and it's already struggling. So what we're gonna do here, let me tell you, I already have an idea. What about if you're gonna select the let's select the by instead of custom reflectivity functions, let's select by IOR. Let's try that. Let's see what we can achieve with that. It's a nice creative, but it's not the metal. No, I don't like that. I think we gotta get back and adjust those values, and we're gonna receive exactly what we want to receive. No, I don't like that for sure. Nope, this is not exactly what we want to see. So that's why you wanna play with the values, guys. All the time play with the values. And you know, this is how you're gonna get at it. And no, this is not what I want. This is not what I want, unfortunately. So we don't like that. We for sure don't like that. And let's go ahead and fix that. So special effects, let's go ahead and check out the special effect tab again, and gonna go to custom reflectivity function, curve shape 5. What about 1? What about 10? Oh, I see, it's a curve. Let me see. This is a brush metal, and it's kind of lookish like a brush metal, just like Terminator on the background that was working, as you saw. Diffuse roughness. What we can do to improve that, and well, let me see. Glossiness. Let's go ahead and switch, guys, instead of brush to chrome. Okay, and under the chrome, the problem why it was so dark, because our bump map is dark. We're supposed to play with that bump map texture a little bit, but it's fine. Let me go ahead and bring that scratches again back, and as we agree, we're gonna do 5 and 5, okay, under the tile. And blurriness we're gonna do 0, so it's gonna be 0.01 instead of 0 because this is the minimum value. Okay, we're gonna press the go to parent. So I switched to a chrome material template versus the brush because we already was the brush. All what I still can improve that into metal, but I gotta play with that image to light up that image because the image with those scratches was a little bit too dark. But to reverse the colors and everything would be fine. But because the scratches will be lighter. But over here, let's go ahead and render it. Let's go ahead and have a look. I switched to a brushed color, so it's gonna improve dramatically, guys. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, but it's too much chromish now, but we can adjust that too much chromish. Too much chromish is not a big deal. So always to start when we're building a metal with a chromish kind of thing. This is my advice to you because this is going to be easier. Yeah, let's go ahead and start with too much chromish, and I'm gonna adjust that. I'm gonna remove that too much chromish. It's gonna bring too much chromish, but it's adjustable. But at the same time, you're gonna learn the multiple values, multiple examples. That's so funny. YouTube hates me so bad. Such a loser company, guys. This is unbelievable. Anyways, let's see. There's too much chromish here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reduce that, and chrome is gonna take some time to render. Let's reduce the anti-aliasing to 116 to the minimum level because it's gonna take some time to render it. Okay, let's save that. Or probably I'm not gonna save it right now. Let me save it as a different file. I'm gonna save it as Terminator Head 3. Okay, so we can come back to Head 2 just in case. Always save it so you know, sometimes it can crash, or you don't have ability undo, and you're gonna do a lot of things, and then you're like, what's going on? Anyways, so it's too much of the chromish, and let's go ahead and fix that, and bring the scratches too. I forgot to bring the scratches, and to bring the scratches, as you know, you gotta dark crop the texture. 1 second, guys. So diffuse color, let's put the diffuse color not 1 is the lightest as possible. Let's put diffuse color 0.3, so it's gonna go darker, like dark metal. Okay, let's go ahead and render it like that. Let's go ahead and have a look. Darker metal, so it's so light, and we're gonna darken it up a little bit, and we're gonna remove the reflectivity idea. Too much reflection going on. It's picking up so much details and that chromish from the scene. We're gonna broaden it to the minimum, and it's not gonna reflect that much. Yeah, it's too much reflection, as you can see, of the whole scene, of the whole details, and it's like a mirror. Too much reflections, and it's like brand new. So reflectivity, we're gonna do 0.3 as well. I'm gonna try it like that, so not that too much reflections, and I think it's going to be just spot on. But let's go ahead and have a look. Yeah, oh yes, I like it. Oh, Kokoroko, Kokonono. I like that already. That's a metal, guys. Oh yes. Somehow we gotta bring more scratches. There is no scratches. I'm about to bring the scratches. Somehow it doesn't show the scratches. We're gonna fix that. But I really liking it. This is exactly what I want. So this is the metal right now. Let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's zoom out a little bit. that. It's just beautiful. So the Terminator is coming. I'm gonna put it like that, creating a scene. And so what I'm gonna do, remove the reflections, diffuse color. Maybe we can improve the diffuse color, 0.3 to 0.5, make it light up a little bit better. Let's go ahead and render it. But I'm really loving it. It's already getting to that, and we're gonna be bring more scratches to the metal, more scratches. Check it out. Yep, this is exactly what it is. Because it was kind of stainless steel. Yep, let's go ahead and bring some scratches, guys. Let's bring some scratches. It's beautiful, and it's reflecting the scene. If I'm going to remove the light, the front light, let me go ahead and do it. Let me save it first. I saved that just in case. Let's remove the front light, because I believe on this image they're coming to the building. It's kind of closed area. That area is open, but this one kind of building, and the Terminator was destroying it, and it blew up there. It blew up the whole deal in the movie. Let's remove the front light from the face, and the metal will pop like not like too light, but it's going to be in between dark and light. Check it out. It's supposed to be nice. But you can manipulate with lighting around the 3D model to get exactly what you want. Okay. But now it's too dark. I removed the wrong light, I think. Or let's go ahead and undo. We're gonna put the intensity to the much lower value on the light. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. ¿Qué pasos, muchachas, trabajas? I saved that instead of undo. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and undo, and let's save that just in case with that light. So two lights, only two lights in the scene. We're gonna select that light. If it's not selected, under the edit, modify, right here, modify tab, intensity, you're gonna open up by pressing on that plus, and we're gonna say 1.0, we're gonna say 0.5. We're gonna make the light darker. But the other one in the back is actually is going to be 1. Let me click on that other in the back. It's intensity, let me see, 1, yeah. But that intensity 1, but it's kind of grayish color. We can adjust the color so it's not going to be too dark in the background. Make it white though. But let's go ahead and render it like that and see how it's going to look like. Render. I think it's going to be just spot on, but let's go ahead and have a look. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, cool. Look at this. It's just a beauty. And this is a minimum image quality rendering. If I'm going to increase the image quality, the metalness will be much better. But let's go ahead and bring the scratches because it looks like almost like brand new. It has some dust on the metal, but it doesn't have dust as the scratches because it looks like it's a flat because we didn't apply the bumps. Remember, we gotta apply the bumps because I switched to a brush metal versus I switched to a chrome metal versus the brush metal. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna create the bumps. Let me close this rendering menu for now, and we're just going to go and under the first texture, which is the metal, we're gonna oops, wait a second, anisotropic values. Nope, we don't want to. Let's keep it at 1. Let me go down. Also, ambient occlusion, you can enable ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion is going to create around the model darker spots. It's much better as well, much more photorealistic. It's disabled right now, but you can enable it, but it's going to take some time to render. But remember, under the bump right here, there is nothing here, so there is nothing scratches. Let's go ahead and use our scratch texture exactly and put it right here. So I press the left mouse button on this square where it says texture, holding left mouse button, and I'm going to scroll all the way here to the bump and release it. Say copy, boom, and bump. Let's go ahead and do 0.7. 1 is too much, but 0.7 I think it's going to be just beautiful. Let's go ahead and right mouse button on our perspective view and go rendering and render. Let's go ahead and look. I think it's going to be, guys, it's going to be beautiful. So because right now it looks like a dirty but brand new, but let's go ahead and bring the scratches, so that dirt, some of the dirt will go inside of the metal, and you're gonna see it is gonna create a depth. Yep, see like that? Exactly. So this is what I want. I want it too shiny, because with the image on the back it's a little bit too shiny, and we're going to increase the reflectivity a little bit more shinier, and it's going to be exactly this Terminator, just like a real metal, heavy metal, that probably titanium, kind of like a steel, but it was scratched, it's dirty, it survived after 2 months probably in fighting, and it's still hunting for the human beings. Okay, so let's go ahead and go up. We're gonna go up, and under the diffuse level, instead of 0.5, we're gonna do 1. So we're gonna light that up. Let's go ahead and have a look like that before the reflectivity, and then if it's not going to help, then we're gonna adjust the reflectivity. Rendering, render. Let's go ahead and have a look. Kind of light up the metal, kind of make it, it's a little bit too dark, kind of light up, but it's matching that Terminator because it's picking up the from that screenshot the pixel details. But I light it up. No, we don't want to light it up, it's a little bit too much. I think we want to make it darker, but we want to increase the reflectivity. This is the key. Let's go ahead and do it, guys, because right now it's almost like a concrete kind of on the sun. We don't want that. So let's go ahead and diffuse level, instead of 0.1, so it's gonna go so dark, but we're gonna increase the reflectivity. And let's go ahead and have a look. Reflectivity instead of 0.3, we're gonna do 0.75, like that. So it's gonna reflect more of the scene, and it's gonna create more shiny refraction on that metal. Let's go ahead and render it. Rendering, render. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, just survived. But it's too much bumps. We gotta fix the bumps now. We gotta play with the bumps. It's just too much bumps, too much scratches into metal. But exactly what I want. Let's go ahead and play with the bumps, and it's going to be beautiful. So we're gonna go to the bottom. Where's the bump section? Remember? Yes, you can learn it after a couple of times. Instead of 0.7, let's go ahead and do 0.3. Not too much bumps, and make them. Let's go ahead and see. Rendering. Render. It's like too much bumps, and I better increase the anti-aliasing because it's not rendering correctly. It's too many pixels, so it's not going to be that harsh. It's going to be kind of smoothed out a little bit. Remove a little bit more bumps. It's too much bumpy, I think, too much scratchy. It's beautiful. Look how beautiful it is. Okay, let's go ahead and first of all, we're going to increase the anti-aliasing. So let's do with the anti-aliasing. It's going to be a little bit much better quality of the scratches. Let's re-render it, because we want it a little bit smoothed out. It's a little bit too harsh. Exactly, this is what we want. This is exactly what we want. You can see that metal has particles too everywhere and scratches, and this is exactly what, oh yes, 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 baby, yes. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Por qué trabaja, muchacha? Yep. This is just piece of art. This is just piece of art. Cuckoos. Don't you think, guys? And if we're gonna adjust the light, I think the light needs to move a little bit to the right side or to the left side to bring more and keep this kind of in dark, but we could, or bring one more light to the front. Let me try. I like everything. Let me save that. Let me see what we can do, guys. Let's adjust. It's a little bit too dark. Let's make it a little bit brighter. So diffuse level, instead of 0.1, let's create, or maybe the let's create it 0.4. Let's try it like that, 0.4, just to see how it's going to look like. It's going to be much lighter. The darkest parts will be lighter, but let's see in terms of the metal how it's going to look like. Because those two Terminators, they are different models. Oh yes, I loving it, guys. This is exactly how I want it. This is a metal right here. This is not a joke. This guy is not a joke. And let's go ahead and create the eyes. Make sure they're shining, like radiating like crazy. Yep, this is the metal, guys, right here. And we're gonna bring one more light, and it's gonna shine up to the metal like unbelievable. But before we're gonna bring the third light, let me go ahead and make sure that the eyes are shining in the dark. So we're gonna click on the eye material, which is the second material, left mouse button. We're gonna scroll it down. Self-illumination glow. Under the arc and design, if you're using the glass material, such we are using solid glass, it's going to be this option. You're gonna click self-illumination, and you're gonna enable checkmark self-illumination, so it's gonna be enabled but not white. We want to put it red. We're gonna do dangerous red, like kind of like that, severe, but you can adjust the color like something like that. Let's try something like that. Let's go ahead and render it. Render. Render. It's rendering. Too much. Make it darker. Or play with the transparency, so it's gonna go into the metal, and it's gonna combine metal and glass together and create that illumination plus. Oh, it's beautiful. Just make it darker. It's just beautiful, guys. Just make it darker and we're right there. Look at that reflection in that metal. That's a great wallpaper, guys. By the end of this video, I'm going to create a wallpaper and I'm gonna share it with you guys. I'm gonna include the download links for you. And in my next Terminator video that I'm going to record in the 8K video resolution, I'm gonna use my background. So we gotta make it darker, and it's going to be light on. Beautiful. Just about same color as he has. So let's save that. We're getting the progress. We are getting the progress, guys. Hopefully you're loving it, because I'm like enjoying like kukuruku over here. Hopefully you're enjoying too, guys. So we're gonna click on that and we're gonna say, you know what, we're gonna make it as dark as possible, like that, and even darker and even darker, and dark, almost like a black, like that. Let's click on that and let's go to rendering and render. I think it's going to be fantastic, exactly what we're looking. And then you can create additional glow through the special light effect I'm going to show you. We're going to add that special lights to it into the eye. So this is just a glass without the light, but it's transparent with illumination capabilities and features. We almost got our metal. After I'm gonna add one more light, guys, we're gonna knock down our metal properly. So what's going to happen? It's too dark. I gotta light it up a little bit. But you know what? Let me go ahead and yeah, let's light up just a little bit. It's just beautiful, guys. This is just a fantastic. I'm like liking it. It's like a great wallpaper right here. It just, all right. So what we're gonna do? First of all, close that. Let's save. We gotta light up, but let's move a little bit the camera because it's mirroring the bottom. It's kind of ugly. The textures. You can see like two Terminators and stuff like that. Let's kind of put it like something like that, so we don't have to like that. So it's going to be fantastic and beautiful. Let's move the box a little bit to the left, the background. So I'm gonna click, make sure you're under the select and move tool right here at the left top corner. Make sure it's selected. I'm gonna click on that box, make sure it's white color or selected, and not here. We're gonna move it to the side and like that. So now it's going to be beautiful. I'm gonna move it like that, and Terminator is coming and everything is beautiful. Now I'm going to go ahead and light up the light. Instead of it's too dark, I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter. We just made the reason why it's too dark because we did it dark. Let's create it like that. I think this will be fantastic. Not brown, but it's kind of very dark red. And then we're gonna put two lights. Oops, it's rendering the wrong area. And then we're gonna put the two lights. It's rendering on a different viewport. Look how it's from a distance location. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful, man. On the lowest possible quality, we gotta increase the anti-aliasing. But yeah, but not right now. We're right now drafting. So yeah, let's switch to this viewport and render this viewport, which is the perspective. I press the right mouse button on that viewport. Do not press left mouse button because you can move some objects. Press right mouse button on the viewports to select the viewports. Oh, this is fantastic, and the color is right on. This is just fantastic, guys. And we're gonna put the light into the eyes, and it's going to be just unbelievable. Yeah, that's just unbelievable. And if I'm going to increase the anti-aliasing, let me show you too. Like make it high. It's going to increase the quality of the render. Let me render it. Let's go ahead and have a look, and it's going to look much better. I gotta remove the camera because we have the other guy is working on top. adjust the camera a little bit better. But check it out. It's just fantastic. Almost there. So we almost nailed the eyes and the metal. Yeah. See, like you increase the anti-aliasing to high level and everything now is just right on. So just smooth those ugly pixels that wasn't smoothed out, and now metal looks like metal, exactly like a stainless steel, like a Terminator T-800, exactly like that. It's just exactly like that, guys. So yes, but this is not the maximum. You're gonna increase the rendering quality and it's going to look just fantastic as a final image. Yeah, we nailed the color, the metal and everything, metalness and everything on the Terminator as a texture already. And we got the eyes as well. Because we were rendering with the draft kinda low quality, but right now increase the quality. And look, and this is 1280 by 720 pixels. Look how long it takes on i9 9900K to render. Imagine my 240 logical cores or logical threads, dual Xeon Platinum, that I'm about to build up in the end of 2024 for you guys to create the AGI machine, and my dual Xeon E5 2699 V3 will be AI machine. But on both of them, while the AI and AGI will be computed on the video cards, are also going to in parallel mode using the CPUs while doing the crazy 3D rendering capabilities. So I'm going to use the AI and AGI as video cards, which is Titan RTX and RTX 5090. And on a CPU at the same time, I'm going to use the CPU, all my CPU on dual platinum Intel Xeon, which is 240 logical cores. I'm going to which is the latest from 2023. It used to be $15,000 per CPU, but right now $500 used on YouTube, and I'm gonna buy them. But motherboard is still $1,000 just for you. And I'm going to render, guys. I'm going to render crazy scene. I believe on that 240 logical cores dual Xeon Platinum, it's going to be like a second. But this right now, i9 9900K is only 12 cores because I allocated for, as again, for Autodesk 3ds Max 12 cores and 4 cores for the broadcasting because I'm broadcasting on the same system. Guys, this is just nasty. It's beautiful. This is exactly how I want to see it. Scratches and everything is right on. So you just learned so much information. Even if you're advanced 3ds Max user, today you just learned a lot. So we nailed that. So next let's go ahead and switch. Let's go ahead and render it. Let's go ahead and render it with the highest maximum quality. Or what do you think? Yeah, I think we nailed that. I mean, I don't think any problems here. Maybe we can make some more transparency to the eyes, so it's going to be much more like glass lookish. And to do that, we can do it through transparency at 1, glossiness, IR. Let's go ahead and do the IR at 1.9 instead of 1.5. Let's try that. No. Actually, yeah, but let's try that first, and then if it's not gonna work out, I didn't brought any lights yet into the eyes. It's just a plain glass. But with the lights, it's gonna light up even further. You can add in Photoshop easy, create that effect, but let me see. The eye is going to be different right now. It's beautiful, guys. I'm gonna change the background. I have a different background. I have from the industrial at night, and the whole deal will be on another level. when it's not going to be that much light. It just, guys, it's just going to be on another level. That's, yeah, YouTube is the scumbags, guys. It is what it is. On my second monitor, it just stopped the playing the video. So this is what they do. If somebody gonna watch it, it was loading the video for 3 seconds. It was like kind of like a browser error page, something like that. So this is what they do to my channel. Yeah, ultimate scumbags. Yeah, I'm gonna create a videos about the YouTube, guys. There is so much information, so much evidence that this company is just hateful against its users and deceptive and a fraud. But check it out how this image looks. Exactly, this is the eyes that I want to see. See, like we created a multiple circles under the glass, and we create one circle inside right here just through the texture without the details. This is how I want to see it. It's beautiful. And if you're gonna put light inside of that, it's gonna light up beautifully. But it's already looking like on the metal, it's reflecting that red. See that on the side? It's look like it's a light, but it's a glass, but it's kind of like a flashing a little bit. Yeah, that's beauty. That's the metal I wanted, and so scratched. This Terminator looked like was fighting big fights, surviving throughout. And now scratches that I just Google it, free, without any royalties, scratch texture, and it just matched so beautifully on this metal. Because if you're not gonna put those textures scratched, the Terminator gonna look like brand new, and it's not going to look good. Let me put the maximum quality, and reflection precision, we're gonna also do the maximum, and we will try to render it like that. So let's go ahead and so glossy reflection, high quality, very high quality. Let's put 10x, very high quality. Glossy refraction precision. Let's go at also very high quality. So right now we select everything at maximum quality. Let me save that just in case, hopefully it's not going to crash. Save that and let's re-render that. So very high quality on reflections and very high quality on the refraction precisions, and very high quality on image precision, which is the anti-aliasing. So this is going to be the best. Let's go ahead and have a look how it's going to do. It's rendering. 1 second, guys. I'm going to refill the coffee while it's rendering. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, it's coming, guys. It's beautiful. So this is maximum visuals, but this is image 1280 by 720. Okay, so it's already limited by the pixels. It's so small because if you're gonna render in 4K, the level of details in terms of the pixels will be on another level. But this is exactly how I want to see it. We can increase the scratches, but I think the level of scratches is just right on. Some of them are dirty and some of them getting into the metal, as you can see, and scratching the metal. I mean, we can increase getting deeper into the metal or less, but I think we just guess right. Because just because I have so much experience, that's why we guess it right. Because throughout the experience. It takes so much time to render one image. This is unbelievable. And this is on CPU. That's why, guys, you need all those cores. This is what people doesn't understand. This is exactly why you need those cores. It's beautiful. I mean, if this is not a beautiful, the teeth should be white, should be ceramic. But on that Terminator, it's metal, as you can see, that working Terminator. But T-800 is supposed to have a ceramic teeth. So we can fix it. I mean, you can put the ceramic, but I really like the metal one. But the teeth should be ceramic though. But that Terminator has the metal. Yeah, guys, this is just beauty. Yeah, it's slowly getting there, pixel by pixel. Maximum visuals and everything, very high quality on the glossy refraction precision, very high quality on the glossy reflection precision, very high quality on the image precision, anti-aliasing, and so shadow precision is not very high quality though. It's kind of default, but we can kind of normal, kind of medium. I really like the level of scratches. We picked up the proper scratches texture. I will, guys, upload a zip file. I'm gonna include all the files that I'm using today, so you can duplicate the tutorial. And as again, it's going to work on any 3ds Max. I'm using 3ds Max 2010 because I purchased the license for $190 from the company that went bankruptcy in 2013, but you can have a student license of 2025, which is free, 2024, or the paid version. But as again, paid version costs so much money, like unbelievable amount of money. Yeah, this is beautiful. You gotta fix that guy that on top. So I'm gonna move the camera, but the whole deal is beautiful. And maybe it's maybe a little bit, but the metal is here, everything is just here. We got it exactly as I wanted. We got 2 more sectors to render, and yeah, the Terminator survived like it was in the battles for a very long time, look like. That's for sure. Look at that, the one, here we go, it's done. So it's beautiful. Let me save that. It's exactly what I want. And maybe let's go ahead and rotate the camera so is going to be right on. So how to do it? Maybe bring the background square closer, or take another screenshot from the movie, but let me try to bring the background closer, and not here. This is not right. I think it's going to be this guy right here. I'm gonna bring it closer. I'm gonna get, yeah, closer like that. So that guy is walking, and we're gonna put it to the top a little bit. Yeah, like that. Let me see. Maybe the whole deal. The whole deal. 1 second, guys. Maybe the whole deal right here, except the square. I selected the head, but square they selected with Alt button. See that minus icon? I'm pressing the Alt button so I can deselect the items that I don't like while holding it, and pressing the left mouse button on the item that I don't like, I can deselect that. So I only selected the eyes and the head. Let me bring it closer to background, a little bit closer, and we're gonna take one more render, and after that render I'm gonna switch the background. I'm gonna show you how the whole render will look totally different if you're gonna switch the background. It's like two Terminators are walking here, and we're kinda right there. And let me see, we're gonna rotate the camera just a little bit, but one Terminator is on top. See, like that. So what we can do about it, let me bring a little bit more, but closer to them, the head. That a little bit. Okay, there, we're already there. Yeah, the image just not so well. I mean, not a great image though. You can edit in Photoshop, but what I'm gonna do, because the head is on top, there is a head. Let me see. I can zoom in using the zoom tool. Yeah, this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna zoom in more. It's going to be no head there. Put it something like, yeah, like that. So you're gonna see the Terminator, but we're not gonna see the heads there, like that. Let's try something like that, and let's go ahead and try to render it. Let me see. I think we probably should lower. Let's go ahead and lower the head a little bit. Let's go ahead and do that, like that, like that. Yep. So let's go ahead and render this. It's going to look nasty, but let's go ahead and render it. Render. So maximum quality, 1280 by 720 pixels, and it's rendering, guys. Maximum quality under that settings in 3ds Max under the MentalRay, except the soft shadows and is not enabled. It's running normal quality. The image, because it was moving image, is already blurred out, while the Terminator will be in focus. So look like the background gonna be like a little bit in depth of field to it, effect to it, a little bit blurry, while Terminator will be nice and sharp. Yep, that's beauty. That's amazing, guys. It's just looking nice and hot. Nice and hot. Yep. I mean, I really love the the whole deal right here. Look at this dance into the metal. The bumper is just right level. It's not so harsh and not so light, so it's not like just a dirt. It's like you can see into the metal, and metal is just right color, is just right color for that T-800 model. So guys, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you probably all the details in a zip file, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a benchmark so we can benchmark our processor on the 3ds Max, and I'm going to use this scene. So I'm gonna share the whole deal with you, and you can download it, unzip the zip file, and load up the file in your 3ds Max application by Autodesk, and click render button, and it's gonna render it. And I'm gonna probably create 8K video resolution, and it's going to be at time. And this is going to be a benchmark, and this is how I'm going to benchmark over UHD King as well in the future, over my official YouTube channel, all the computer systems, my workstation, my gaming system, my rendering firm, everything what I got, just to find out the capabilities of the processor, and through the MentalRay, and also I'm going to create a different versions on all kind of different 3ds Max, and it's going to be on the Corona and the Corona 3D render, and under the Arnold 3D render. Yeah, the metal is just right on, because it's stainless steel, but you can see how the scratch is going through it, and it's switching the colors even when it's going deeper into that metal. This is just unbelievable, guys. This is exactly what I wanted to achieve today, and this is exactly what it is. And I'm going to render this as a wallpaper to share with you as well, and of course I'm going to render some image stocks, but I'm going to use a different background. I just show you how to combine and make it so photorealistic. But I'm about right now, after this render, I'm going to switch, and I'm going to switch to a different background image. It's going to be like industrial background image during the night, and we're gonna create his eyes kinda, they're going to go and glow. It's going to be like more like a evilish eyes. Look how beautiful it is. Look how that metal looks like. It's just unbelievable. Wow. that's just, guys, this is why you want to have all those cores. Like the processor below 16 cores, this is why you want to have them, because as again 3ds Max and the MentalRay at least can utilize 64 cores in 3ds Max 2010. But I believe that even in 3ds Max 2010 application by Autodesk, you can utilize unlimited amount of the CPU cores. But we're going to find out when I'm going to build the Intel Platinum Xeon system 48. I mean, it's 800 340, I believe, or 8340 or 8430H. I forgot the series, but it was $15,000 just for a CPU, just for the processor in 2023. But in right now in 2024 on YouTube, you can buy the processor for $500 used, and I want to buy 2 of those. Each has 60 physical cores and 120 logical cores with hyper-threading technology is enabled, and you can run up to 8 of those. But I'm going to buy the motherboard for 2 of them, and I'm going to install 2 of them for $500 each. And motherboard is very expensive though, so guys, support me. Don't forget to smash that like button. A lot of time, money, energy is invested. And I'm gonna buy 2 of those processors, and total will be 240 logical cores or 240 logical threads. I think it's gonna take 1 second to render this on that system, but we're going to find out, and I'm going to create a benchmark and we're gonna bench. So this is why and when you need those cores, guys. And I love to do the 3D. Since 2003, I'm all sold. My first 3D application was Cinema 4D. It was through the 3D magazine, 3D World magazine. I pick it up, and it include the free license of the Cinema 4D. I believe it was version 3 or version 4 or version 5 throughout that in 2003. I believe it was 2003 or 2002, and I played with that 2 years, and then one of my buddy, who's a computer scientist, 3D animator, web developer, graphics designer, very talented dude with the multiple master degrees. He was doing the 3ds Max at the university, and I was watching him and I got hooked immediately. So he shared with me his student version, and I was 3ds Max user after that, you know, and after that time completely. Here we go, guys, we're done. This is just unbelievable image. I mean, this look like a next gen of the game engine or photorealistic. If you're gonna apply a couple filters, do a little bit more work, yeah, it's just photorealistic image right here, guys, don't you think? And this is only 1280 by 720. This is how much time it took. This is just, it took 7 minutes 14 seconds to render it. Can you believe it? This scene, this is just crazy. 7 minutes 14 seconds. Imagine 8K, but this is maximum possible visuals. Alright, so this part is done. What we're gonna do now, I'm going to replace the background, and as I promised, I'm going to click the tort map, the tort texture, the tort material, and I'm going to click bitmap, and under bitmap I'm going to click bitmap again, and I'm going to select industrial pipe at night area. I'm going to select that. I'm going to go to here, and on this material, on this texture, we're gonna click this show standard map in viewport, so it's gonna show that dark area, okay? And we're gonna real quick adjust that, adjust the square to fit the Terminator. Let's go ahead and do it real quick. I'm gonna rotate it a little bit, and we're gonna render this. Oh, it's going to be nasty, guys. It's gonna be beautiful. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're gonna also put the lights. And adjust the lights as well. So we're gonna move this light. Let me see, this light right here. We're gonna move it, and let me click on it. Select the move instead of rotate. This is I was rotating with select and rotate, but we're gonna click select and move. And I'm gonna adjust the light, and we're gonna bring the light to that area that light up, and right here where those lights, and we're gonna make sure it's yellow just like those lights. Let's go ahead and do that, so the Terminator will be lighted up. 1 second, guys, let me move this scene maybe farther. We can move like that and to the bottom, just to show the whole scene, how beautiful the scene is, like that. Gonna kinda proper lookish like that. Let's go ahead and render that. Rendering, I'm gonna include two type of backgrounds. Render, the first one was from the movie, but I'm not gonna use it for my image stock for sale. I'm going to use I'm gonna render a bunch of those for stocks for people to buy. This is pretty much how you can make money as well, but this era is almost over because the artificial intelligence take over, and instead of wasting like 5 hours 2 hours. If I'm professional, for me a couple images to render like this will take 1-2 hours, but and I'm gonna render like 15 different angles and stuff like that, 15 different backgrounds. But with AI it's gonna take just like, I don't know, like 15-25 seconds, and you don't need even to have 3ds Max, you don't need to buy the license, you don't need to know all that knowledge. AI will just generate the image for you. But over the UGD King official YouTube channel that you're watching this video from, I'm going to guys also be doing the artificial intelligence, and we're going to do the artificial intelligence at home actually, when we're going to unfilter version of the artificial intelligence. I'm going to have the AI version as, again, artificial intelligence machine as my dual Xeon E5 2699V3 on the processor, and probably 2 Titan RTXs as the video cards. It's going to be AI system, and my AGI system that guy was saying about on YouTube about the AGI. I'm also going to create the AGI, and my AGI system will be on dual Intel Xeon Platinum with those 240 logical cores, 240 logical threads, dual system. And but we're going to use the processors for the rendering, while the video cards on AGI will be probably RTX 50 series flagship video card, while the video cards, while the GPU will be doing the artificial intelligence and AGI. Look at this, we put the light, but light is white, and on the scene we have the yellow light, and it's kind of bluey. The scene is kind of bluey, so I'm going to enable the blur first on the texture, because the blur right now I can tell at 1.0. We're going to remove that every time you're using the bitmap. It applies in 3D Max by default blurriness to it 1.0. It's kind of creating some depth of field, but it's too much blurry, so we're going to enable. We're probably not going to create 0 on blurriness, but maybe 0.5, so it's still going to be blurry, but not that much. So it's going to be like a depth of field. This is the one thing. And another thing, that those lights are yellow and our light on top it's white, so I'm gonna replace the white light with the yellow light, and we're gonna create the 2 more lights into the eye, so it's going to shine with red, like aggressively. Look how beautiful the metal looks like, and right now you can see pieces of the metal as the rusty came through our scratches and through the light and throughout pixels of the scenes, throughout the refraction and throughout the reflection. It's kind of creating almost like a rustiness. See on those scratches, when the scratches is kind of rusty right here, see that? And pretty much it wasn't there, it's not on the texture, but this type of information pick up from those dark spots and the scene, and right here from the rust on there, it's kind of emulated into our scene, into our 3D model, and now it's also rusty. Some pieces are rusty. Yeah, this is the photorealism right here, guys, the true photorealism going on. It's almost done. I forgot to disable the maximum quality because we are not finished with this scene, and I'm gonna resave this scene. I'm gonna do a little bit of draw on the final image. We're gonna do the maximum visuals. As again, this is 1280 pixels by 720 pixels. Such a low quality image, but look how much it's detailed, how much it's precise. It's like highly detailed professional photo was taken with the like unbelievable amount of lenses. It's just so clear, so beautiful. Look at this, look at the metal. The metal looks like metal for sure. Just a beauty. And look how it's reflecting, it's just unbelievable. As again, these should be white on this type of model of Terminator, but I'm not gonna do it. You can select the ceramic versus the metal and create another material, another texture, and apply it to it. But let's go ahead and switch the light. Instead of white, we're gonna create yellow. We're gonna select exactly the same color, and yeah, let's go ahead and do it. This is like a wallpaper right here already. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and save that. I'm going to save that as different file just in case. So we have a different wallpaper already and a different background, I mean. So let's go ahead and create the lights, and we're gonna, oh, look at this. And the problem is the whole deal was outside of the box. If you're gonna bring inside of the box, it's gonna reflecting even more on the side, because it should be. I'm like, why it's not doing that? Because it was outside of that box. Let's go ahead and bring it like that. So it's gonna, and let's go ahead and put this light exactly where that light is located. See, like that. I put that light where that light is located. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say, you know what, let's go ahead and make that light. And I'm gonna select the pick tool right here, sample screen color, and I'm gonna select this color right here, exact, boom, and make it a little bit lighter. It didn't pick up exact color, like kind of like that, like that color. And let's go ahead and bring another light. This one right here, it was also outside of that box, so it didn't reflect it. It was just a little bit reflecting. So the scene was light up without no lights, because our lights was outside of the boxes. But now we're gonna bring them to the boxes. This one is going to be lighter, and we're gonna make this one is lighter, but this one is far away, so we're gonna make this light is not 1. We're gonna make this light is like, it's just light 0.25, like that. So it's from over there, and it's kind of grayish, as you can see, kind of whitish. Let's go ahead and create it kind of whitish based on the image, kind of like that, grayish, whitish. And this one, this light, the proper color, as you can see, but 0.5. Let's go ahead and make it 1. So 0.5. So this one is going to be strong 1, and it's gonna light up the scene properly now with the proper color. Let's go ahead and save that. Oops, what's going on here? Okay, let's go ahead and save that, and let's go ahead and render. So now we're gonna have a proper, not only light will be reflected, but they're gonna shine, they're gonna radiate on 3D model in 3ds Max scene. It's going to be much more realistic. Before they were just reflecting, but now they're going to radiate, and it's going to be a different deal. Let's go ahead and look. And I forgot to turn down the maximum quality. Sorry guys, I know I did bad, I forgot to do that. Well, let's go ahead and render at maximum quality. I'm gonna turn it down, I'm apologizing. And we're gonna enable the eyes. Let's go ahead and have a look how it's going to look at maximum quality. We're gonna enable into the eyes, we're gonna put 2 lights, red lights into the eyes, and those lights gonna radiate the lights farther. It's going to be unbelievable. Yeah, this is exactly what I want, and this is exactly what we received. This image is going to look absolutely fantastic. Almost there, guys. I'm enjoying the coffee, ready to bed. We have over 2 hours of the tutorial, but hopefully you pick up so much information that you can use. And I'm not just, you know, applying that quickly with the short keys like some other YouTubers do throughout their 3D rendering tutorials. I'm getting into the details, and I'm explaining to you the way I'm thinking before applying that technique. So first of all, I'm explaining to you what is my thoughts, and then I'm explaining to you what kind of techniques I'm going to use to achieve that. And I believe that every single beginner will have no problems with my tutorial. See, like we have 2 different lights approaching on a cheek. One is going to be like this beige color, like a almost orange one, and another one is going to be kind of whitish from over there. But and it's reflecting beautifully and properly. But let's go ahead and instead of beige color, we're gonna make it more like a reddish for the first one, and for that one, yellowish one, because it's still kind of yellowish white. I can see it. It's yellowish white because that one is kind of grayish at far away, and this one is kind of beige. But if we're gonna make this one kind of more like a reddish, and that one is like a yellowish on the back, and so we're not gonna have a white light, and I think we're gonna achieve the whole deal. I really like the scratches. Everything on this picture looks just unbelievable. Everything just looks just beautiful. This is just the whole composition. So photorealistic. People will say, wow, what kind of game is this? What is this, man? This is just a beautiful game. You can say, and they will buy it, but this is not a game. But you can make it as a game. You can use the Unity game engine. In the future, we're gonna develop the games together, guys. So this is another reason why you wanna smash that like button as minimum and subscribe. Highly recommend you to subscribe to this YouTube channel because you're gonna learn so much. Okay, we're coming there. You see how the metal is? It's not the same color. It's all reflecting those pixels. Just like I told you, when you're surrounding the 3D object with some atmosphere, it could be a models or it could be just a photo, but it's going to act like it's a models. Look at those scratches. On top there is a scratches going into the metal, and it's kind of light color, lighter color. Some scratches going in darker color, and it's all based on the surrounding atmosphere because the metal is reflecting. This is just unbelievable. So we're done here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the quality because I know you're waiting for a very long time. Let's go ahead and reduce the quality so you're not gonna wait that long. And I'm gonna just put to the one everything, like to the medium quality for now, like that, just to make it faster on the render. Okay, so the next thing what we're gonna do, instead of white color, we want to make it, this one is reddish, this one is yellow. So we're gonna change the color, instead of beige, reddish, and that one is kind of beige. And the lights coming from the eyes light up, and they're gonna light up the whole around the area much higher. Right now it's just a reflection of that glass, but it lookish like a eye with the light, but it's not, because it's reflecting around it. But if I'm gonna put the lights, it's gonna radiate more reddish to it, and it's going to be crazy. We're gonna find out, guys. Actually, I never done it before, so we're gonna find out. Let me go ahead and save it. That was fantastic. So this beige color, as we agreed, a little bit reddish, just like that color. So it's a little bit like reddish like that, a little bit like reddish color like this. And that one gonna go like a yellowish, kind of beige, but kind of yellowish, kind of like more like yellowish, not like a grayish, but more like a yellowish. Let's see, I can achieve something like a beige, yeah, like that. So we're not gonna have any more white color. Okay, and save that. Next, we're gonna put two more lights into the eyes. Let's go ahead and do it. MR area omni. This is one. I'm gonna put it into the eye like that. Boom. And let me go ahead and click on this tab, which is modify. So we unable to create any more lights, which is nice. And let's work on that light. Let's go ahead and bring it Where is that light? I think it's right there. Let's go ahead and bring it exactly to the eye. Make sure it's exactly. Where is that light? If you're gonna lose like that and you're gonna see that light and you're like, where is that light? You can click, guys, right here, select by name, and it's going to be MR Area Omni 02, but always name your thing. So it's going to be, we're gonna select the background first. It says MI Area Omni Background, right? Without the spaces. We're gonna like start it with the caps. So MR, which is MentalRay Area Omni Background. We're gonna copy this, then we're gonna go ahead and click this button right here at the left bottom, left top corner, select by name, click on it, and we're gonna select MR Area Omni 01. We're gonna rename it to MR Area Omni Background 1, but I'm gonna do 2 because we already have 1. And click select by name again and select MR Area Omni 02. Click on it, and I'm gonna paste it and do MR Area Omni Background 3. So I renamed the lights. This is what I did, okay? But this one, the third one, is not Area Omni Background 03. This one actually is going to be MR Area Omni Eye, and this is going to be left eye, and another one will be right eye. So left eye. So it's automatically selected for us. So to move it, but we didn't see where it is. So to move it, I'm going to go ahead and click right here, select the move tool, make sure it's selected, and I'm gonna move it. Let's see what it is. I didn't see it. Oh, it's right there. It's so far away. Let's go ahead and move it. Okay, I moved that, and let's go up. You want to make sure it's exactly into the eye, left eye. I still didn't see it, so I'm going to use all the viewports. That's why you want to have all the 4 viewports, because as you can see, it's easy to lose in 3D space in 3ds Max. So you want to have those 4 viewports, and that's why Autodesk 3ds Max developers included for you for your convenience. So go ahead and use it, guys. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my viewports. I'm switching with the right mouse button per each viewport, and I'm going to zoom in, zoom out with my third mouse button, or you can use the zoom tool right here to do the same thing, this icon right here, but I'm using my third mouse button. If you're running 3-button mouse, which is left mouse button, right mouse button, and in the middle one, you can do zoom like that with the in the middle one. And I'm gonna put exactly by that left eye, and exactly where that thing is, like that. So it's gonna light up crazy. Okay. Something like that. Okay, we got it left. Let's go ahead and test it. And this light is going to be 0.1, just a little bit, 0.1, and it's going to be red light, very red, for sure, like that. Okay, see, like it's already radiating. Let's go ahead and save that and render it. Render. Let's go ahead and now look. And then I'm going to do the copy and do the right eye. After, we're going to find out if this is exactly what we wanted. And of course, I didn't select the right port, the right viewport. So it's rendering the different viewport. We gotta switch it. But let's go ahead and have a look how from a different camera it's gonna look like. Look at that metal. Metalness is amazing. You just nailed that metal just exactly in the Terminator. because it was like a stainless steel, but I want to have like a brand new stainless steel. It's supposed to be scratches and a lot of deal to it, and it is exactly what it is, guys. Beauty. Guys, I'm gonna refill some coffee when we're gonna start rendering the image again. While it's going to be rendering, yeah, just beauty. Guys, take some time to render it. Check it out. It's rendering in cycles because it's such a heavy. But the metal is just right on. When it's going to finish the metal, it's going to look like unbelievable. So this is going to be from the top. So we're looking at the top of his head. And it's finished. Beautiful, and metalness is just beautiful, and scratches here and there, it's just right on. But unfortunately, let's go ahead and save that. We rendered the wrong camera. Let's right mouse button on the perspective. We want to render perspective. Let's save it again. Let's do it again. Rendering, guys, and I'm gonna get some coffee while it's going to render it. So let's render the right proper viewport. Hopefully that eye will have the proper light, but I don't think so. We gotta adjust. There is an effect. I'm gonna teach you how to create an effect as well as part of the support for your textures, and the glow effect, star effect, and we're gonna create that, and it's gonna do that shine through his eye. Absolutely amazing. I mean, or maybe it's going to look good. We're gonna find out. Let me grab some more coffee, guys. I'll be right back. A refill. Alright guys, so we're getting there slowly. It's such a complex scene. I believe it's finished, just finished the rendering. Here we go, the last thing, but as again it's just lowest quality. It doesn't have that high quality to it. So let's go ahead and fix that light. As you can see, it's lighting up a little bit right here, some extra, but a little bit radiating, but not too much. Let me show you how to create actual light that can glow, because this light is not glowing, like it's radiating on 3D models, but it doesn't have that effect when you can see when the light is approaching. It's kind of silent, but then it's reflecting on something on the surface. On the reflecting surface you can see the light. If it's reflecting surface or any surface that doesn't reflect, you can see that the light is approaching to it and then creating shadow, but it doesn't glow, and we want to make sure it's glow. And let me teach you how to make sure that light will actually glow. Let me show you how to do that. So we created the light, that's fine, but it's not done yet. So this is how you do it, guys. Let me show it to you. There is going to be advanced effect under this light. See that? You're gonna click on this tab, and actually it's not that. It's not the advanced effect. Atmosphere and effects, not the advanced effect, but atmosphere and effects. Right here. You click on add button, and it say what you want to do, volume light or lens effect. You want to do the lens effect, so it's gonna show this light like on the lenses. It's going to be visible now, and you're gonna adjust the effect as well. So we want to say new, atmosphere, effects, or all. You're gonna select all. We're gonna click OK. Now it says over here lens effect. We're gonna click setup again, and open up completely the whole menu, and it says right here lens effects parameters. It says glow, ring, ray, star. You can also do the star, but let's go ahead and do the glow. You gotta press this button right here and put it on this side. Every effect on this side will show. Then you can adjust this glow effect as well by select the effect if you have multiple effects here, and adjust the values. Let's go ahead and put at 100, size and intensity at 100. Seats will be automatic by the 3ds Max random, angle 0, squeeze 0, light color. So light color we want to have red. So but first let's pick up the light. Which light? And it's going to be the light which is omni area, omni left eye, and we're gonna do the same for the. I'm gonna click pick, make sure it's selected, pick light, so it's selected. It's gonna apply automatically after it's selecting that light this effect. Then glow behind, radial color, white and red, automatically by the 3ds Max. Let's go ahead and try that. I'm gonna save that, and we will try to go ahead and render it. Let's go ahead and do it. Rendering, render, and we're running into the error. Okay, and or maybe not an error. But there is some message. I think it's an error, but it's still, I think it still can render it. Let's go ahead and find out. We can read that thing, what's going on there, but it's brought some. Under MentalRay, it's going to do automatically error box if there is any errors, which is great. But you can disable that option, but it's nice to have that option so you can see, you know, exactly what's going on there. And let's see. Oh, it's going to be fantastic, I think. It could show the light glow, or it couldn't because we're gonna find out. I never done it under the MentalRay. I done it with the default render skyline, but never done it yet the glow effect up, which is the camera lens effect applied to the light in the MentalRay. I never done it. Maybe with the MentalRay it doesn't work, but we're gonna find out, guys. Look at that Mel. Mel is just unbelievable. Let's see, it's almost there. It's rendering. There is some error on top, I think, but we can read and try to figure out. But it's rendering right now. When it's going to stop? Well, actually, we can read right now. So it says error: bitmap expected unsupported G buffer channel transparency error lens effect expected unsupported G buffer channel transparency. So the bitmap, the background of our bitmap doesn't communicate with the glow, so it's not going to glow on the background, but we don't need it glow on the background because we are using the bitmap image instead of the scene. So that on the background, as again, this is not the scene, this is the bitmap, which is the image, and it says the glowing is not going to support with the exposure on the bitmap. That's what I'm thinking, but we're gonna find out. But I still thinking that it's going to show the light. Look how those bumps look here. Some of them are dark, some of them are light. It just, and depth is so nice. It's like something happened here. There's something damaged here and some bunch of little scratches. We can make those bumps. Oh, it's glowing, guys. See that? It's glowing. It's glowing. I can see it's glowing. We can include the higher glowing value and it's going to glow. Let's go ahead and do that. It's working, guys. It just like it stated, it cannot exposed on the bitmap, which is that image of the background, so it's not affected, but it's going to affect every single material without the bitmap, and every single without the bitmap, that right there, and it's going to glow on the radiate as well on the 3D models. What I'm thinking, this is what it says. But let's go ahead and click setup again. Actually, we have it open here. Size, intensity. Let's increase the intensity. Occlusion, source color. It's kind of whitish. Follow curve. Let me see what we can do. Size curve. Let's go ahead and do the intensity like 500. So it's going to be much heavier. 500. Let's go ahead and re-render it. You're gonna see that illumination. See, like it's coming from, but it's kind of light. But right now it's going to be heavier, and I think you're gonna see it better. But I think it's going to light up as white. The source will be red, but then it's going to, through the gradient, go into the white color, and we want to change it if this is going to happen. So we're gonna make the source going to be like very bright color, and then we're gonna make sure it's gonna go and transparently go into the darker and disappeared instead of white. Let's go ahead and unblock. Okay guys, almost there. I'm typing a message. Okay, 1 second guys. 3D S Max tutorial. One second guys. Let me finish the message. Terminator. Here we go. Forgot to share it on Twitch. I mean on the X. I just shared that on X. Here we go. It's done. Okay, so and see like that it's white light. We're gonna switch it to red, just like I stated it was red. But I didn't do it for about like 5 years. Didn't use that, but it works with MentalRay even with an error. See like it's white and it's kind of not nice. So let's go ahead and fix that. But I'm really loving it. Check it out. It had 22 gigabytes of video of system RAM used. 22 gigabytes while doing that operation. So you need to have 32 gigabytes at least. In my system right now, I have Intel i9-9900K processor from 2018 with 16 logical cores or 16 logical threads, but I'm using only 12 logical threads, while 4 is broadcasting, streaming this on the same system. So I allocated 4 for streaming and 12 for 3ds Max. You can do it on the task manager. And I'm using 32 gigabyte of system RAM DDR4 and Titan RTX video card for 24 gigabyte of video RAM, but it's only utilizing the processor with MentalRay and the system RAM. Okay, so it's kinda not alright. We gotta fix this, okay, and we gotta make it more reddish. I saved that. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick, guys. And I think we're gonna go back to effect, and instead of this radial color, I'm gonna say instead of white, let's go ahead and do dark red. We're gonna go from a light red all the way to dark red, like that. Let's go ahead and have a look. It's going to be a gradient. Let's see if it's will be nice. Render, and let's go ahead and render it again. Here we go. Yeah, the more effects you're adding, the more time it will take to render. So the heavier system you must have, and the best system will be if you're using the CPU render, such as MentalRay is the CPU render. You gotta have as much cores as you can have, because the rendering time will be faster with more cores. But there is all kind of different renders out there, guys. Let's see. So the video goes already 3 hours, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. A lot of time, money, energy is invested. And if you learn some new skills, if you learn some new techniques, if you can tip me on YouTube, please go ahead and say thanks, and I will highly appreciate that. Just tip me a couple bucks on coffee. I would really appreciate that. Will motivate me to create more videos, more great videos, more great tutorials to share even better and even more information with you regarding the 3D animation and 3D rendering. As you can see, I'm a professional 3D artist, 3D animator, also a professional graphics designer and a photographer. So that combination is absolutely amazing. And this is besides that I'm a software developer, web developer, system engineer. So all those knowledges that I learned throughout the years combined is just, this is what you get. You get the amazing, oh my goodness, what's going on with that? I got some piece of coffee to my mouth. Look like it didn't melt. I really like how the metal looks over here. It just looks just so much photorealism right here into this metal. It's look like actually like a Terminator movie right here. This, we got this effect, guys, already. It's photorealism. By the way, on the background, this is not a photo. This is the screenshot from the game I took because I was playing a game and I knew I'm going to do the Terminator for the image stocks for sale. So I'm gonna sell a bunch of images for Terminator on multiple accounts under multiple image stocks. I have like multiple accounts. I'm selling a lot of my own graphics design, my own images, my photography, my 3D animation rendering, and I took that screenshot in the game. So this background from the game, but we started with the background from a Terminator movie, from the Salvation, which is after the Terminator 3, which is also a great movie. And I'm a big fan of Terminator movies, so I'm gonna do a lot of that Terminator. Alright guys, we're getting there, and now it's lighting up. You can see that effect and it's done, but because it's not the maximum visuals, but it's lighting up right here. But intensity is not enough. We want to radiate it a little bit more. We're going to increase the intensity, I think, and it's going to radiate a little bit more. It's going to bring that radiation. As you can see, it's like radius is right here, and it's going to radiate, and it's going to be exactly what we want. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna increase the right here and maybe make it a little bit lighter on red because it's too dark. Let's see. Or you know what, let's go ahead and make it light, completely light when it's owing out. What about that? So it's gonna go from dark red to a light red. Let's see. Maybe it was white before when we started. Maybe it's better combination by default by the Autodesk developers. Let's go ahead and try something like that. Intensity 500. I believe this is maximum. Let me go ahead and try it. Yeah, 500 is a maximum intensity. Glow behind, squeeze. Under the options, image center, lights, object ID, you can select, okay, alpha, image filter, radial density. I forgot to select the pick the light. Let me click on that. Make sure we pick that light exactly. Size, intensity. So intensity here and intensity here. Let's go ahead and increase this intensity to 500 because 500 is the maximum. Let's go ahead and try it again. I'm not sure why it's two intensities. I didn't use a lot of that glow, but let's go ahead and find out. And I'm pretty sure if we're gonna increase the image quality, the image quality will bring much better glowing effect to it as well. But let's go ahead and have a look. We're gonna get around in the draft rendering around what we want, and then in the end I'm going to increase the image rendering quality, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, I guess. We got two different images. I showed you how to create a photorealistic metal, applied the scratches on it, make it kind of like a old and used, so much photorealistic. Then I showed you how to apply all kind of different ideas with the light. I showed you how to bring much better color to the metal, some ideas. So you want to put it surround it in a scene around that metal with all kind of different objects, with all kind of different textures on it, and it's going to radiate and reflect on that metal, and it's going to gonna generate the color more, just like it was taken with a photo camera. It created photorealism to it, and instead of creating scene, I showed you how to cheat on that as well and put just a background image, just a background bitmap, and do it even much faster to save your time. I also showed you how to create the glow through the light and additional bonus. So pretty much you learn how to finish up your rendering and properly. Hopefully guys you enjoy that, but I really like the way it's glowing. I think it's going to be fantastic. It's about to finish it. I think this one will be fantastic, and we're going to increase the maximum quality, and I'm going to render. This is 1280 as again by 720 pixels, which is very low quality. I will try to go ahead and render it in 4K HD at the maximum visuals, and we're gonna wrap it up. So this is going to be a summary. It was over 3 hours, a lot of information. As again, don't forget to smash that like button as minimum. A lot of time, money, energy was invested, and I'm ready for bed. I'm so sleepy. Even 3 cup of coffee didn't help me, but I'm so excited. I'm so in love with 3D and graphics design. Too bad that the 3D animation and graphic design time is almost over, because the artificial intelligence will take the lead, and it's going to save a lot of time, but it's going to eliminate all of these steps that graphics designers and 3D artists was doing before. Oh, that's nice, but this is too much. Let's decrease the intensity. So there's 2 different intensities. Yup, this is what we want, and this is how you make the light glow in 3ds Max. Any versions though, same in 5 version, that's what I remember. So instead of 100, we're gonna make sure it's going to be 200, okay, like that. And size, we're gonna make a smaller size. Instead of 100, I'm gonna make the size like 25, 4 times less. Let's go ahead and re-render it. Let's go ahead and have a look. So it's going to be just a little, and it's going to grow. That's beautiful. And this, guys, how you can create the cinematics, how you can create the video. So I'm going to create an animation tutorial on 3ds Max for beginners that you don't want to miss. It's going to be fantastic, and very soon I'm going to get myself on a Udemy and some other, like a Linda, some other online universities where you can get my material as well besides the YouTube. But on YouTube it always will be free for you, and but for my members, I will create, even on YouTube, I will create that material that you can find on Udemy or Linda, just, you know, almost for just couple bucks as membership, and you can do it. So it's going to be, but I'm also going to share with you the free videos on YouTube as always, and as you can see, the material is such a great. So we just decrease the glowing. By the way, guys, for those who didn't know, I'm developing right now the CPU benchmark. It's going to be CPU ray tracing benchmark, not on the GPU, but on a CPU, and it's going to be my UHD King benchmark on CPU. And I'm at the so basic stages with like spheres and cubes. While doing that, I'm programming it by myself. It's not going to be as good as 3ds Max, not even close to it, but in terms of the functionality, but in terms of the image quality and retracing, is going to be as good as 3ds Max, but it's going to use only CPU, and the purpose of that will be the application that will test the CPUs. So we're going to use it over UHDking.com, while I'm going to test all the computers, all the processors that I will be owning in the future. And after I'm going to develop the software, CPU retracing benchmark, and I will share it with you as well, so you can benchmark it as well. And I will try to create the ability for you to compete and share your results. If you want to share your results, like your system specification, like processor, system memory capacity, video card, video RAM capacity, all these basics, operating system, non-private information, but the basic information that can be shared, and where you can compete. Oh, this is what we want. This is just cool. This is nice. So I'm gonna copy this slide to the other side, and this is what we want. Maybe let's go ahead and reduce the size, not 25 but 15, and I think this is exactly what we want. And the intensity 250, and I think this is will cook it 250, and we're gonna copy it on another side. And yeah, I think this is what it is, guys. Let's go ahead and save it. This is exactly what it is. This is looking beautiful. This is exactly how I envisioned that. So you just learn how to create beautiful glowing lights, and you can also animate them through the animation. But as again, you gotta watch my 3ds Max animation, basic animation tutorial. Learn a lot of good stuff. You will be able to create your own intros. I'm gonna copy this, so I'm holding the shift button on my keyboard, holding it, and with the left mouse button I'm moving by the x-axis all the way here to this light, to this eye, and we're gonna call this light as a right eye. So I brought it here. We're gonna readjust it a little bit. Let me go ahead and do it. I'm gonna switch to top view here. I'm gonna try to bring the light like that. Here we go. Beautiful. That's beauty, guys. That's beauty. Unbelievable. Let me bring it to perspective. I'm gonna go to the top a little bit like that. Oh yes, Cocos. That's nice. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Por qué trabaja, muchacha? Here we go. Yeah, that's beautiful. So let me go ahead and save that. And this light, it says MR MentalRay area omni left eye. This copy. Wait a second. Is this a copy? Let me. No, I think this is not the copy. I think this is the same light. Let me click on here, select by name. Yeah, this is the same one. Instead of copying it, look like it didn't register the shift button. Yeah, let me go ahead and do it again. Let me undo. I hate this, but we gotta undo it, but that's fine. Okay, let me save. It's already saved. So I'm gonna click the shift button, hold it, and now click on the X and move it. See, like it's duplicating now. Now it's duplicating because that light I can see it there. We're gonna bring it here, and we're gonna release the left mouse button because you gotta hold also left mouse button while moving it together with the shift button, and click on X and move the mouse. And I'm gonna say copy, or should I do reference? Reference will be exactly as it is. Reference. Let's do reference exactly as it is. And instead of left eye 01, which is exactly copy, I'm gonna say omni right eye. Okay, so we have left eye and right eye. I'm gonna click OK, and we're gonna readjust it just a little bit. I'm gonna switch to top view, just a little bit, not too much. Come on, come on, come on, like that. Okay, beautiful. And I'm gonna switch back to perspective, and I'm gonna say, you know what, we're gonna bring it to the top, and I'm gonna bring it a little bit to the X, just a little bit, not too much, but just like that. So it's gonna shine through the eye. Beautiful, like that. Let's go ahead and save that, and let's render it. I think we're gonna be good. But let's go ahead and have a look. Rendering, render. Let's see. Coming out. And guys, I'm gonna create a wallpaper with this model, and I'm going to also share it with you. The wallpaper is going to be 8K video resolution. No, not 8K. I'm gonna render pure 16K video resolution in the wallpaper, but on the background image I'm going to use probably 8K video resolution bitmap as image on the background. But just because it's gonna be blurred out, because it's not going to be 16K, as I'm going to render the final image as wallpaper 16K native, it's going to be fine, because it's gonna give that blurred out kind of depth of field effect to it. So we're getting there, guys. It's like almost 4 hours of the tutorial, but beautiful. So much information and comparison. 4 hours for my 20 years of 21 year of 3ds Max. I started, no, yeah, 21. I think I started 2003 or in 2004. My first version was 3ds Max 4. I purchased it. The license, it was so affordable during the time, like 125 bucks. It was a lot of money, and it was on a garage sale from a college student that went to the art university. Purchased this disc with the key, with the license. Those was a good times, without that monthly and without that annual subscription fees, that bunch of nonsense. And yeah. Alright, so we're rendering like crazy over here. That real Terminator, that looking like a photo. And as again, you're rendering image by image, and then throughout the video editor, application, video editor software, you're combining those images into the animation. You can render in 3ds Max 3D animation itself. This is the static scene. We didn't animate, we didn't create the camera. You can create the camera, you can animate the whole deal. You can move the camera just like you're in a studio, in a Hollywood studio. By the way, you guys, this is how in Hollywood. You just watch exactly what they do in Hollywood. I just shared with you in 4 hours, and I brought you the quality of the Hollywood, as you saw, because my image at the beginning of this video didn't look bad comparing. Actually, in the end of this video, I'm gonna bring back as well that from the Terminator Salvation, that screenshot from the movie, and we will do with the shining eyes as well. But it didn't look that bad, and it looks even better, I think, that the background from the movie. I understand that movie was when, in 2007, I think, or in 2000. Oh yeah. Or in yeah. Cool. This is exactly beautiful.